But now to midfield, Terry Layden, our referee from the Pac-12, with the captains and the toss of the coin. Captains exchanging handshakes. The officials introducing themselves as our dignitaries as we now listen in to referee Terry Layden, who will toss the commemorative coin.
Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the College Football Playoff Championship game. Congratulations on tremendous seasons by both teams. The coin we'll use tonight for the toss has the College Football Playoff logo on the head side. And on the tails side is the University of Phoenix Stadium logo. Alabama, you're the visitors. What will your call be tonight?
Heads.
Heads is called. And it is tails. Clemson, you've won the toss.
You want to defer?
Clemson has won the toss and deferred. You'll receive. Which direction would you like to kick? Turn your backs around that way. Bring your backs this way.
So Ryan Kelly,
Clemson has won the toss and
the
deferred.
captain who called it. Clemson wins the toss. They defer. They'll get the football to begin the second half of play. Before we kick it off, all of us here at Learfield Sports and the Crimson Tide Sports Network would like to offer our condolences to the family and friends of Mike Cleary. For those of you who don't know, Mike served the National Association of Collegiate Directors of Athletics for over 50 years, much of that time as executive director. Of course, Learfield Sports works closely with the NACDA as the title sponsor of the Learfield Sports Directors Cup. We salute Mike for his years of service to college athletics, and we offer condolences to the family of Mike Cleary. Well, Phil, the final game. The road to the championship ends here tonight, and one of these teams is going to go home with either their first in a long time or their 16th national championship.
Both teams on the doorstep of history. Clemson trying to do something that no FBS level team has ever done, win 15 games in a season, and Alabama going for a 16th national championship here in 2016. It's been a heck of a ride to get here. It's going to be a fun next 60 minutes.
Of course, Nick Saban, the head coach of Alabama's Crimson Tide, a remarkable record of 104 wins and 18 losses on the field in his 9 years here at Alabama. Dabo Swinney, the 93 graduate of Alabama, is the head coach of Clemson. He is a Pelham, Alabama native. In his 7th full season at Clemson, he was an assistant coach at Alabama before coming to Clemson. His wife Kathleen, their children Will, Drew, and Clay, all proud Alabamians, but they'd like nothing better than to beat his alma mater here tonight.
Eli, ball security, always important for Alabama. Clemson, 107th in the country in kickoff coverage. Their kicker, Greg Hugel, a lower percentage of his kickoffs going through the end zone. So Alabama has a chance to return the ball here, be secure with the football, get off on the right foot.
The kick will go left to right as you listen. Mullaney is deep to the near side. Kenyon Drake to the far side. Hugel, foot to leather. The championship game is underway. Kenyon Drake from a yard deep coming out to the right side. Numbers 10 finds a hole 15, runs up on teammate Hale Henches, and is put down by the Clemson Tigers at the 21-yard line. J.D. Davis on special teams making the tackle, and Alabama going to work 1st and 10. Clemson as the higher seeded team. They are in their orange. The orange tops over the orange pants. They have white numerals and trim, the orange helmets with the stripe down the middle, which is white and purple, and the Clemson tiger paw on the side of the helmets. Bama in the traveling white jersey over the white pants, crimson stripes outside the pant leg, crimson numbers and lettering, the crimson helmets with the white stripe down the middle, and the uniform number on the side of the headgear. Here Coker on the first snap from the 21 has protection. Near side Ridley. He'll make the grab. Up comes Mackenzie Alexander to meet him. There'll be no gain after that 1 yard.
Alabama
slow throw into the left flank.
Alabama opened in 3 wide receivers, and they're going at the line here. All of Clemson's defenders looking to the sideline.
Here now, Coker on the toss near side. Derrick Henry, they shoot the gaps and they get him coming by. Going right was Ben Boulware, the weak side linebacker, as he went laterally to his right and got Derrick Henry in the backfield.
May have been offsides here for Clemson. That flag came out and the play was allowed, so I'm thinking it's going to be 5 against Clemson.
Play is along the near sidelines.
Number 90 of the defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So Shaq Lawson guilty of lining up in the neutral zone, and the mark-off brings the football out to the 26-yard line.
Eli, this is a laterally playing defense. You've got to go north and south against them. We've seen Alabama go east and west twice already. Clemson covered up Calvin Ridley and got Derrick Henry on the ground for a loss. That's a big break for the Tide. Sets up this 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 from the 26, Bama's own. They're going right to left. This game just underway. Defense digs in. They'll load the front. Alabama's Coker on the give. Derrick Henry finds running room. He'll get help from Ryan Kelly and gets to the 30. Needed the 31. So it'll be 3rd down and a yard upcoming as Derrick Henry with his first significant carry, albeit his 2nd of the day. Bama quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Henry to the left side of his quarterback. He'll get the handoff, big hole up the middle. He's got the first down as he gets to the 34-yard line and is snowed under. He just followed the biggins on the left side to get the first down.
Eli, this is a between the hash marks game for Alabama. They can wear out this Clemson defensive front 6, front 7, in my opinion. Alabama doing exactly what they need to do here. Just what the doctor ordered.
From the 34, 1st and 10. Bama's got 2 wides to the right. Ardarius Stewart to the left. Coker fakes the punt on the near side and throws the ball into the ground. Ridley got tripped up by Mullaney, I believe, his own teammate, and he ended up on the turf.
That was going to be a smoke or tunnel screen, and he and Mullaney's timing didn't work out, so Jacob Coker wisely threw it into the grass.
So Alabama now looking at a 2nd down and 10. Football is at their own 34-yard line. 2 wides come to the near side, including the tight end, O.J. Howard. 2 wide right. Pistol formation, Derrick Henry behind the quarterback, Coker. Stewart in motion, give to Henry. He'll go up the middle, get to the 35-yard line, a gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Austin Bryant and Cordray Tankersley combining on the stop.
This is where Clemson really excels on 3rd down defense. 2nd in the country, 25.7% conversion rate allowed for this season. Alabama 96th in the country. It's a pivotal down. Don't give the game away early here. Be careful, be cautious with the ball. Jay Coker.
On a 3rd and 9 from the 35, Henches is in. O.J. Howard leaves. Coker lifts his left leg, signals to the snap, stands in, crossing route, caught by Ridley. He's to the 40, cuts left inside of 2 men, and gets to the 45-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for Alabama on a 3rd and 9 play. The slant across the middle to Calvin Ridley.
Well, shallow crossing route. Clemson decided to play coverage. They rushed 4, dropped 7. He finds the soft spot. The protection ideal. Jake Coker, 6'5", drops it over the line, and Ridley does the rest.
Now with Mullaney in tight on the left, he and Ardarius Stewart are there. Here's the toss, loading the left side. Derrick Henry bites off 1 man, finds running room across the 45 to the 46, maybe the 47. Give him 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. DJ Reader finally making the stop, a guy who has played fullback before moving to the defense.
And here comes Kenyon Drake now. This Alabama team going with their pony alignment. Drake stationed as a wide receiver in conjunction with Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry to the right side of his quarterback. Here's a 2nd and 7. Bama from their own 47-yard line. Here's now the little flip over to Drake. He tries to turn the corner. Can't. Steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Well, this is Lane Kiffin's idea of a script. He tries to get the ball in multiple players' hands early. And we've seen Drake touch it. We've seen Ridley touch it on 2 occasions. And now Kenyon Drake goes on the tap pass. Alabama 3rd and 7 again.
I said the 42. Of course, the 47 is what I should have said. 2 wides now to the left on the 3rd down and 7 play. 1 wide out right, Mullaney. Henry to the left of his quarterback, stays in blocks, picks up the blitzing man. Coker looking, everybody's covered. He's going to try and run. Coker then throws this one into the ground behind the intended receiver, Mullaney, at the Clemson 45, and Alabama is going to have to punt this one away.
Well, Bama wanted to take a shot to Ardarius Stewart, but Clemson was there. The good news is Jacob Coker went through 3 or 4 options, almost decided to run, then at the last second throws it away. But the bottom line, the pass protection is there for Alabama, and Clemson brought pressure. They brought both Bulware and B.J. Goodson.
J.K. Scott averaging 44.4 yards per punt. Booming this one away to Artavis Scott. He'll say fair catch. He'll make the grab at the 9-yard line. So a great punt by J.K. It'll keep Clemson bottled up. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 9 after a 44-yard punt and no return. So far, Phil, on Bama's first possession, did you see anything that surprised you?
Not necessarily. I love the fact that Alabama knocks out a couple of first downs, allows J.K. Scott to step in, punt Clemson inside their own 10-yard line. This makes them have to drive the length of the field. No big plays. I think Bama's defense can really make it difficult for Clemson to consistently have to go the distance here.
There'll be 2 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the left. Dahlman, the running back, he's to the right rear of his quarterback. They fake the toss while give it to the man coming across, Artavis Scott. Alabama alert to that play, and they'll take this Scott down.
Yeah, that same tap pass, and this is the tempo that Clemson will play at all night long.
Very quickly, they'll try it again, going to the far side. They'll run the football out of bounds. It'll be close to, and now will be marked as a first down, as Gallman got it as they went quickly to the left side. Now back to the line of scrimmage again on a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Watson in the shotgun gets the snap. He'll backpedal. He'll look. He'll try the out route near side. It is high off the hands of Artavis Scott, incomplete, with Alabama showing coverage from Minkah Fitzpatrick at around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Marlon Humphrey all over that deep out route by Artavis Scott. And Clemson, again, they operate the line of scrimmage. It's your game tonight, Eli. I'm going to take notes, and I'll chime in when I can.
2nd and 10. Football is at their own 20-yard line. Running back, they'll give it to him. He goes left and is stood up, Gallman is, by Alabama, as he goes laterally and gets drilled as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Well, everybody ganged up in the middle, led by Jaron Reed.
That was a zone read, and you could hear the pad pop all the way up here through our headsets.
Jonathan Allen and Geno Matias Smith were there as well. Here's a 3rd and 10, Clemson from their own 20. They'll look to the near side, the signal being relayed in. Alabama now shifting things around as Reggie Ragland calls the defensive signals. He'll reposition Reuben Foster. Quarterback in the shotgun. Deshaun gets the snap, stands there, looks, everybody's covered. He's trying to get to the outside. Bama stays with him, and he throws. It's caught across the middle by the tight end, Jordan Leggett, who went laterally over towards the numbers to make the grab and a first down for Clemson.
Yeah, Bama got the flush they wanted. Ronnie Harrison in the dime package was on Leggett, but a good low throw by Deshaun Watson. Too tough to defend.
From the 33, 1st and 10. Here's the inside give. Very little there as they tried to power their way up the pipe. Wayne Gallman quickly stacked up by the Tide's Jaron Reed. It'll be a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. Football is at Clemson's own 35-yard line. No score. 9:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Here now with an empty backfield. Man shifts back into the backfield now. Watson looks, fires it out to the far side. It is dropped by the man as they tried to set up the screen.
Pass was ruled incomplete. 3rd down.
Coleman trying to find it, and you hear the official, Terry Layden from the Pac-12, saying it was incomplete. So Clemson now looking at a 3rd down. They are 1 of 1 in 3rd down conversions tonight. Here's a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Creed's down all night long. Clemson 13th in the country all year, 47.7%.
2 wides either way, including Ray McLeod. He is split wide to the left side. Quarterback Watson stands there, looks left, throws a high riser. It is over everybody's head, incomplete. Looking for McLeod. Bama had good coverage with the pass not catchable, and the Clemson Tigers stymied on their first possession. They will have to punt it away.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 behind the sticks. Bama able to rush 4 and drop 7. Play coverage, nowhere for Watson to go with the football. Sails it out of bounds. Alabama gets a chance to get it back. But first, Cyrus Jones may get a chance for a return here.
Andy Teasdall is the punter, averaging 39 yards per punt for Clemson. Now, they do have lots of fakes, though not this deep in their own territory. Cyrus Jones back for Alabama. Comes up, makes the grab 30. Cuts inside a defender. He goes outside of another at the 40. He is then wrestled to the ground at the 41-yard line. But great field position as Alabama is a recipient of just a 36-yard punt and the nice run back by Cyrus Jones. We've got timeout on the field, no score. 8:50 remaining in the opening quarter here in Glendale, Arizona. The national championship of college football is on the line. All right, so we'll see exactly how he follows instructions.
And I tell you, the other place is on a zone read. If Jake Coker will pull it one time, it changed the complexion of the Florida game. Remember how Bama struggled the first quarter, quarter and a half? It was Coker's running ability that broke the dam for Alabama in Atlanta.
Mulaney and Stewart are wide left. One wide to the right side. That's Kenyon Drake, who'll come in motion towards the formation. The inside give, Derrick Henry. He'll try and go right side. He'll pick up 1.5 yards, maybe 2, over Alphonse Taylor before Christian Wilkins makes the stop. It'll be a second down upcoming, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Clemson is extremely quick. They're fast on the edges, and they've opted to keep Travis Blanks, the linebacker, on the field when Bama is in their 3-wide package.
Pistol formation. Derrick Henry gets the handoff, tries to go outside, turns it upfield, finds a seam, lunges forward to midfield. It'll be just short of the first down. O.J. Howard and Michael Neiswander throwing nice blocks on the right side.
And he finished that run with a forward lean. That's a good sign for the tie.
Bama now a 3rd and 1 play. Here's the give. Henry, nice hold. He's free. He's into the secondary. 30, 20, 10, 5. That's a better sign. Touchdown, Alabama. 50 yards for El Tractorcito.
Make them defend the inside run between the hash marks. It's going to be a bowling alley, and Derrick Henry just threw the first strike of the night.
Derrick Henry, 50 yards on the touchdown run. He has now run for a touchdown in his last 20 games in succession. Now Adam Griffith to try the extra point at the uprights to our left. Cole Mazza snaps it. Cooper Bateman holds. Kick on the way. It is up. It is good. And the good guys are on top 7-0, drawing first blood in the national championship game. Derrick Henry with a huge hole, taking it to the house. We're back in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. C.J. Fuller deep to the far side. Artavis Scott to the near side. It's an end-over-end kick. Scott will make the grab from the 2. He'll come up the near side numbers, gets hit, cuts left, breaks free, cuts inside of 2 men, and is thrown down at the 45-yard line as a Bama defender couldn't put him down. Finally, Marlon Humphrey came back and puts him away. But a very, very good return slug from the heavyweight that the Clemson Tigers team is. They've given them full field position right here.
Yeah, Scott's a dangerous return man. Although he hasn't been extremely productive, 24.0 average on the season, he's got that kind of capability.
Here's Deshaun Watson now working. He's got 2 wides either way. Single setback, goes in motion now to the far side. Empty backfield. Deshaun Watson stands back, gets the snap, backpedals 45, quick release far side to midfield. It's a battle there. Hunter Renfrow finally put down by Reuben Foster after a pickup of 5, maybe 6 on the play. It'll be a second down upcoming at the Bama 49-yard line.
Yeah, double out. Clemson put 3 receivers to the left, emptied the backfield. The 2 inside slots run outside. And an easy throw and catch for Deshaun Watson. 2
receivers stacked until one comes in motion. Here's the inside give. Nothing there. Hard hitting on Alabama's part as Wayne Gallman gets quickly drilled right down to the ground by Minkah Fitzpatrick, the star backer, who came up to fill the hole nicely. And it's going to be a 3rd down and 5 upcoming for Clemson. They're 1 of 2 in 3rd down conversions.
Big time remember me shot there by Minkah Fitzpatrick coming from his nickel corner position.
4 wide receivers. Watson gets the snap, stands alone. Here's pressure coming. Throw across the middle. Nobody there. Oh, and a flag is coming in on Reuben Foster. As they say, he grabbed Jordan Leggett, the tight end, on his move across the middle. Or did Leggett reach out and touch him?
Pass interference, number 10 of the defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Reuben Foster finding himself against the 6'5", 255 tight end.
That was a design rub by Clemson. A lot of traffic, including the umpire in the mix there. And Clemson keeps this drive alive with a pass interference call.
From the Alabama 43, going left to right, the Tide leads 7-0. 6:46 remaining opening quarter. Watson in the shotgun. Gets the high snap, chest high. Looks near, looks far, finds running room. Up the middle he goes. Taken down by Fitzpatrick as he gets to the 37-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup. He's so dangerous, Deshaun Watson is. Ran for 114 earlier the year against South Carolina's Gamecocks. 131 against North Carolina. 145 last week against Oklahoma. Here's a 2nd and 5 from the Bama 38. Tight end comes in motion to the near side. That's Leggett. He'll get set. Here's the inside give. Gallman and Jaron Reed will slam him down as he gets the football. Reed was there close enough to get the handoff himself. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and a 4.5, maybe still 5 yards on the play.
Well, Minkah Fitzpatrick's a key player because he can sugar in as an extra linebacker and then back out and play coverage. That disguises and makes the waters muddy for Watson in terms of that zone read.
Here's a 3rd and 4 from the Bama 37. Between the hash marks, Watson rolls to his right. Looks, pulls it down, rolls to his left. Here's where he's dangerous. He'll get outside, turns the corner, 1st down Clemson. That is where he is so dangerous. Ashawn Robinson saw him going, but he just couldn't get there in time. As athletic as Ashawn is, he couldn't get there.
Well, that play was designed as a sprint pass to the right. Alabama got it contained with Eddie Jackson, but then Watson reverse field. They lost contain on the backside.
From the 31 of Alabama, 1st and 10. Watson fakes the inside handoff, sets up, looks, throws long near side, double coverage, caught in traffic, touchdown, Hunter Renfrow. In double coverage, Minkah Fitzpatrick and Eddie Jackson, but Renfrow saw it, the throw on the money from Deshaun Watson. Touchdown, Clemson.
Well, my goodness gracious, that was a double move by Hunter Renfrow. Remember, he had beaten an Oklahoma defender on an out route last weekend. This time they turned him up the boundary after he made that outside break, and he gets on top of Minkah Fitzpatrick. Eddie Jackson late getting over, and an absolute dime by Deshaun Watson.
31 yards. Now Greg Hugel on the extra point. It is up. And it is good. So the first quarter, we're all tied up now. 5:18 to go in the period. And Clemson comes answering right back. All started by that big return of the kickoff.
Kick return, the pass interference call, and then a dialed-up play by Clemson, a designed out and up for Hunter Renfrow. Extremely well executed. We're knotted up at 7 apiece.
The kick is in the air, left to right as you listen. End over end, Kenyon Drake at the goal line. Up the numbers 10, cuts left for 15, finds a seam 20, up the middle 25-30, accelerates and is tripped up and put down by Hugel, the kicker, at the 40-yard line. Wow, nice 40-yard run back, and Bama does to Clemson what Clemson did to the Tide.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake was 2 strides away from his full acceleration, and the kicker Hugel saved a touchdown there. But Kenyon Drake gets this drive started in the right way. Bama sets up shop on their own 39.
They'll say his knee hit at the 39-yard line. They just moved the ball back 1 yard, so it'll be 1st and 10 Alabama from their own 39. Nice wander, or Highway 46, as the guys call him. He's in to block for Derrick Henry. O.J. Howard, the tight end, on the right side of the line. 2 wide receivers right. Coker under his center, Kelly. Man in motion, handoff Derrick Henry. Finds a seam, tripped up, but stumbles forward to the 45-yard line. The pickup of 6 on the play, a 2nd down and 4 upcoming.
You're seeing some creases already forming up for this Alabama offensive line. The Joe Moore Award winners for the first time in the history of that honor. And Derrick Henry's falling forward like a big timber.
Now O.J. Howard goes shifting to the right side. Nice winder, stays in the left slot. Man in motion, comes right. Here's the give, Derrick Henry. Nothing left, nothing right. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nowhere to go. So it'll be a 3rd down and 3. DJ Reader stayed home. The guy we talked about earlier, a high school All-America who had played fullback before becoming a defensive lineman.
Yeah, Reader goes about 325, and that time he was able to get off the block of Alphonse Taylor, the right guard for the Tide.
Mackenzie Alexander, man-to-man against our Darius Stewart, far side of the formation. O.J. Howard in motion now. Here's Coker under pressure. They throw it out. Caught by Howard in the flat. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He cuts to the near side and is tripped up at the 29-yard line. Nice grab. 34th of the year for O.J. Howard. Nicely done by the Crimson Tide. Coker executing perfectly.
Well, Jay Coker had a Clemson defender right in his face. He dropped it over him. O.J. Howard does the rest.
26 yards on the pickup. Now from the Clemson 24. 1st and 10, Bama. Again, Coker looks left, tied up, going down. First sack of the ball game. They came in. Shaq Lawson controlled and contained the left side, and the play loses back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, there was confusion on that play from the get-go in terms of Clemson staying at home on that smoke or tunnel screen. Jacob Coker had nowhere to go with it, has to take the sack.
3:19 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-7 the score here in Glendale, Arizona, the College Football National Championship. Here's a 2nd and 16, Bama from the Clemson 35. Play clock at 6, 5, and Alabama's going to take timeout. They don't like what they see.
Alabama's taking their first time out of the half. 30 seconds in duration.
There was confusion there with Hale Henches in terms of the alignment of where he was supposed to go. So it's 2nd and 16. Just take a deep breath, call the timeout, go discuss this, and get everything in order to go pick up about half of this yardage to set up a more manageable 3rd down.
Just joining us, Alabama scored the game's first touchdown on a 50-yard run by Derrick Henry, his game number 20 in a row, in which he has picked up at least 1 rushing touchdown. Then Deshaun Watson answered for Clemson on a 31-yard touchdown strike into double coverage to Hunter Renfrow, and that's where we are right now, tied at 7. The timeout is over. Bama sends 2 men wide to the left, along with Hale Henches in the slot left. 1 wide out right. Derrick Henry to the right of his quarterback. Here now Coker, standing on the far hash marks. He's going right to left. Gets the snap. Tries the fade route towards the end zone in a tight coverage, overthrowing Ridley out of bounds and complete along the far side.
A 2-deep zone by Clemson in our angled position here. Hale Henches was running right down the middle of the field, wide open, but Jacob Coker, his first read was to Ridley, never got to him.
Bama 4 of 5 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 16 from the Clemson 35-yard line. Heading towards the end zone to our left, which is black, painted with crimson and white letters that say Alabama. Here now to give. Derrick Henry breaks a tackle, nearly broke a second, but does not. And he gets down to the 25-yard line. It'll still, however, be way short of the first down. Went around Shaq Lawson, but Austin Bryant put him down. And Alabama's going to bring in Adam Griffith to try the field goal.
Well, they call that a sub run, and that's a wise move because that picked Alabama up an extra 8 yards for this field goal, and it sets up a shot here for Adam Griffith from 45 yards away.
His long this year, 55 against LSU. Off the far hash mark. Cole Mazza snaps it. Bateman puts it down. Kick is sailing wide. No good. He did that consistently during pregame practice today.
Clemson will take position at the previous spot, first down.
He did that consistently during pregame warm-ups, missing him wide to the right side, and he did it again right there.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for Alabama. They got the ball on the plus side of 50 and come up wide right on the field goal. Clemson takes over with better than average field position at the 26, their own.
2 minutes, 17 seconds. remaining in the opening quarter. 7-7 the score. Empty backfield. Deshaun Watson standing in the shotgun. Gets the chest-high snap. Stands in. Looks left. Everybody's gone. He's going to run. He's going to take off to the 35 and step out of bounds as he gets a first down to the 38-yard line of Alabama. Everybody left that far side of the field open, and Deshaun Watson just started salivating as he took off.
He sauntered for the first down. Alabama not even close to Watson as he scampered for the first down.
From the 1st and 10 play, here now the inside give. Coming near side, Wayne Gallman. He gets into the heart of the Alabama defense and gets snowed under. That play picks up a couple, maybe three. Denzel Duvall and Minka Fitzpatrick getting Gallman as he came to the right side. Picks up a couple. 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Yeah, he got more than that.
More than that. Yeah, he sure did.
He moved the pile forward at the end. He's a reckless runner, very aggressive type of ball carrier. 2nd down and 5 upcoming. Deshaun Watson being told to wait while Alabama substitutes. Jaron Reed comes in. He is set. Signaling behind his back as a running back. They'll now motion to Deshaun Watson, who will point out where Bama is aligned. They fake the inside handoff. Watson on the keeper. He'll try and get outside and looks and throws near side. The tight end's got it. First down and a completion at the 33-yard line. Sharon Peake.
To be complete. First down, Clemson.
Sharon Peake comes across, makes the grab as he broke his formation and came to the near side. Now, with the 1st and 10 from Bama's 32, we've got a minute remaining in the opening quarter. A quick fake to the near side and a throw across the middle. Tight end wide open, Leggett. First down grab to the 11-yard line. Alabama played him soft. Geno Matias-Smith couldn't get there against the big tight end.
That's what they do. They fake that outside. They pump the screen and then send Leggett down the middle up the hash mark. Alabama late in coverage.
Peake goes wide to the far side. 3 wides to the short side of the field. Watson gets the snap. He'll follow his blocker up the middle. He is taken down from behind by Reggie Ragland, who caught him with help from Reuben Foster. It'll get a yard on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 9 from the 11-yard line of Alabama.
That one's a designed run by Watson. And I tell you, for an Alabama fan, you want to see him run up into the teeth of this Alabama defense. He's too good out in space.
Anderson and Petway check in. Down to 11 seconds in the quarter. Here now the 2nd down and 9. Watson quick throw near side. Nobody home. Too tall for the intended receiver, Hunter Renfro, at around the 5-yard line. It stops the clock with 6 seconds remaining in the opening period.
Yeah, again, that double out. The 2 inside slots both turn out. It's a quick pass by Watson. He misfired that time after getting tackled into the ground on first down.
Clemson 2 of 3 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 9 from the 11. They can get a first down without a touchdown. Shotgun snap again. Watson looks. Watson throws across the middle. Diving catch. Touchdown Renfro. His 2nd. An 11-yard pass.
Hunter Renfro, again from that slot position, he runs a circled route to the inside, and he gets over the top of Minka Fitzpatrick, and Watson throws it low and away, and Renfro extends for the football and makes the catch off the black-painted Clemson end zone.
7 plays on that Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive.
That was the final play of the first quarter. By rule, the try will be attempted as part of the first quarter.
It was a 73-yard drive in 2 minutes and 17 seconds. You heard the explanation from Terry Layden, the Pac-12 official, who says we will have the extra point try at this end of the field. The snap, the spot, and the extra point gives Clemson a 1 touchdown and an extra point of an advantage. So the first period ends. Clemson on top by a score of 14-7 here in Glendale, Arizona.
Good news is Bama has contained Wayne Gallman, the tailback, to a degree. The bad news is they've let Deshaun Watson get out of the gate a couple times, and then he's made 2 precision throws, both for touchdowns, If he does that all night, they're going to be a tough out. But I'm not sure if Bama can keep just applying the pressure and get their hands on Watson, get their hands up. Right now, not a lot of pressure on him from the pocket.
7 of 11, 108 yards for Watson. Here now the kick. It sails into and out of the end zone. A touchback as Kenyon Drake let it go. And Alabama will be starting after the touchback, 1st and 10.
Well, Eli mentioned a moment ago before the Clemson drive, the key to this game is you get a score, you get a stop with a 3 and out, and then you follow that up with a score. Alabama had a chance to do it. They could not. Now Clemson gets a chance to get Alabama off the field here very quickly.
Starting the second quarter of play now. Clemson on top 14-7. 1st and 10 Alabama after the touchback from the 25-yard line. The Tide in white, trimmed in crimson. Clemson in the all orange, trimmed in white and purple. Going left to right is the Tide. From the 25-yard line, wideouts either way. Snap to Coker. Looks. Checks down on the out route. Here's Mullaney, wide open, near side 40. He's to the 50. He's to the 45 and tackled by the Clemson Tigers. But nobody picked up Mullaney. They bit on Derrick Henry, who was waiting for the football, and a 28-yard gainer.
Well, that's a big explosive play. And Jake Coker, again, he's got time in the pocket. And Richard Mullaney shook his defender, was wide open against that Clemson zone.
Now Henry in the pistol formation. 1st and 10, 46. Handoff Derrick, nothing there. Shaq Watsons and Kevin Dodd, 2 men from either end of the line coming over to make the tackle. It'll be a 2nd down and 14.
You know, this team
lost 4.
Excuse me, Eli. This team majors in tackles for loss. They're 5th in the country, 103 for the year. And that's what Brent Venables tries to get accomplished on 1st and 2nd down. Make you operate behind the chains.
Now Kenyon Drake and Jake Coker exchanging a couple of instructions, one with the other. Derrick Henry to the left of his quarterback. Coker will audible. 2nd and 14 from the midfield stripe. Man in motion, Drake. He'll go behind Derrick Henry. Coker steps up. Coker tripped up. Down he goes. Another tackle for the loss. Back to the 45-yard line of Alabama. Kevin Dodd gets in yet again.
Well, while everybody talks about Shaq Lawson, I've had NFL scouts tell me that they thought Dodd is actually the better player. He's underrated, but that time he slipped the corner. Actually, Alphonse Taylor from the inside, and Jacob Coker goes down for the sack.
Dodd had 3.5 tackles for loss against Oklahoma last week, along with a sack. So now a 3rd and 18. As we all know, not many plays in the playbook for this situation. We've played 1.5 minutes of the quarter now. Second quarter, Bama down by a touchdown. Here's Coker. Backpedals to his own 35. Loads up, throws. Ridley makes the grab, but is trying to hurdle a defender. He's tripped up by Mackenzie Alexander and put down, and Alabama is going to be punting it away after Clemson does come up with that 3 and out that you were talking about, Phil.
Well, after the 1st down, I mean, Bama got off to a good start with the big play to Richard Mullaney.
Yep.
But this is where you are in harm's way against Clemson. You're down 7, and now you're punting it to Artavis Scott in this explosive offense.
J.K. Scott had a 44-yard punt earlier. He'll put total leather from his own 35-yard line. A high kick. Scott says fair catch, makes the grab at his own 18-yard line. With Minkah Fitzpatrick in his face, they shove just a bit. And now Clemson going to work after a 35-yard punt and no return. Trevian Thompson checks in for the Tigers. He'll go wide right. Here's a 1st and 10. Clemson from their own 17-yard line. Man in motion. They'll hand it off to Gallman on the fake, and then the quarterback Watson will keep it. He'll shoot up the middle and gets out to the 24-yard line before he's put down. So a pickup there of 7 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, Gallman came across his bow. That was his zone read. Watson keeps it. Alabama got a little shot on him at the end of that play.
2 wides to the near side. Now Ray McLeod goes in motion. Watson rolls right. Watson steps up, looks to fire. Intercepted Alabama. Eddie Jackson, interception. And Alabama's back in business now on the pick at the Clemson 45-yard line. Intended for Ray McLeod.
Eli, you phoned in your request. Alabama's defense needs to make a play. And what happens? Eddie Jackson registers his 6th interception of the year. Again, a little out and up. And Jackson read it over the top, extends, and that did a little something to this Clemson offense.
Let's see if it does. That's for Alabama. Interception number 19 this year. Another $1,000 from Wells Fargo to the Children's Hospital of Alabama as part of the Picks for Kids program. They're up to $19,000 now. Here's a 1st and 10 Bama from the Clemson 42. Bama on the snap, the double reverse. Kenyon Drake with a nice block by Coker. Turns the left side. He breaks a tackle. Gets down to the 35-yard line. A nice double reverse by Alabama. And did Coker ever throw a mean block to help spring the run on the left side?
Yeah, that's that tap pass and then a reverse off of it. A lot of ball movement there, and Kenyon Drake comes around. Cam Robinson got the big shot, but Jay Coker contributed as well.
Here's a 2nd and 4 handoff. Derrick Henry, he's loose to the left side, 30. Face mask, he's pulled down. Here come the flags. That's a 1st down run to the 22, and then the face mask penalty will be tacked on.
Well, a lot of reaching and grabbing in the back end of this Clemson defense, and they got a handful of face masks there on Derrick Henry.
Personal foul, face mask, number 44 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down, Alabama.
B.J. Goodson, the middle linebacker. Everybody in this building wearing crimson and white, or for that matter, orange and white, was able to call that one. That was a touchdown-saving face mask is what it was.
Well, he was one gate away from being out of the gate. And Clemson's got their hands full trying to keep track of Derrick Henry when he gets uncorked here inside the red zone for Alabama.
1st and 10 Alabama from the Clemson 12, heading towards the end zone to our right. 2 wides to the near side. Nicewander getting instructions and delay of game against Alabama. And timeout was taken before the delay of game, says the line judge.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, timeout, Alabama, their 2nd of the half. Timeout on the field.
Clemson fans don't like that worth a lick, but it is a timeout. 11:08 remaining in the half. Alabama knocking on the door, trailing 14-7. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Bama breaks the huddle now. Ridley to the far side. Ardarius Stewart to the near side. 1st and 10 from the 12. Derrick Henry is the tailback. Hale Henches comes to the near side. O.J. Howard stays on the left. Now Stewart in motion. They fake the touch pass to give to Derrick Henry. He'll fight left side inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down upcoming and 7. T.J. Green, the junior from Sylacauga, Alabama, the only Alabamian on the Clemson roster, came up to make the stop on Derrick Henry.
Yep, Michael Nicewander checks in, so Bama will be in their base personnel, meaning 2 backs with Nicewander and Henry, O.J. Howard at tight end, and then the 2 wides, Ridley and Stewart.
They're on the left side, joined by Nicewander there, who's in the slot left. Now Nicewander comes in motion, lines up as the fullback. Henry behind him. They fake the give to Derrick. Pressure. Coker throws behind Calvin Ridley. Incomplete at the 7-yard line. Ridley had position on the defender who was Ben Boulware, playing him soft with the pass off the mark.
Jake Coker wanted Ridley to settle down and stop in that soft spot because Boulware was on his outside. Calvin kept running. It looked like the ball was thrown behind him, but actually Ridley should have been geared down there. Should have been an easy pitch and catch for Alabama.
Bama 4 of 7 and 3rd down conversions. Derrick Henry leaves. Bama goes with Kenyon Drake. Coker comes up. He will audible. Play clock at 4. 3. Gets the snap. Looks right. Throws left. Catch is made. Left side Bama. 1st down. Dance down towards the 2 for Ridley, who finally got the ball and danced his way through the Clemson defense to pick up the 1st down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from there.
And Bama's going to go quickly here.
Here now Coker in the shotgun. Raises his leg, handoff. Kenyon Drake fights to the goal line, but is not in. He fought to the goal line, but Shaq Lawson stopped him. It'll be 2nd and goal from a half-yard away. And now here comes Derrick Henry. Slaps palms with Kenyon Drake as he comes in.
Remember, Henry was not in on the field on that 3rd down, so Bama wanted to go quickly without substituting, and so that's why Kenyon Drake got that carry.
Ashawn Robinson is in. Jaron Reed is in. 2 defensive linemen in for Bama to add bodies and weight to block for Derrick Henry. Here's the give. Henry behind the Biggins. He leaps over the pile. He is in. Touchdown, Alabama. He just took off and leaped through the air with the greatest of ease and picks up 6 more points. Thank you, please.
Reed and Robinson on the escort, and Derrick Henry at 242 pounds over the top. I don't know how you stop that. If you do, Jake Coker only has to play fake it, and he could dance backwards into the end zone on a naked bootleg.
Now the extra point try. Adam Griffith. It is up. It is good. And with 2 teams known for defense, we're tied at 14 with 9:35 remaining in this opening half of play. Tavis Scott and C.J. Fuller are deep. Remember, the last kickoff return was 43 yards. Here now, Scott, 6 yards deep, takes a knee, and it'll be a touchback, and they'll start from the 25-yard line.
Well, the interception by Eddie Jackson gives Deshaun Watson a little something to think about. Remember, he came into this game 31 touchdown passes, but he had 12 interceptions in 14 games. So he's been apt to throw 1 a game, essentially.
Yeah.
And let's see if maybe he'll throw a second or third.
I'm going to say 2 a game or 3 a game would be fine from here to the end of the season. Here we go. 1st and 10, Clemson from their own 25. They'll bring a man, Zach Brooks, into the backfield. They fake the give to him. Deshaun keeps it. He'll go to the outside. He's run out of bounds by Matthias Smith as Gino rides him out of the 30-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 upcoming for Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson's they like going empty, seeing what Alabama declares, then they bring Gallman or the other runner into the backfield.
Brooks stays in the backfield. Here's the snap to Watson. He'll roll right, sees an opening, lunges forward, gets across the 30 to the 31. He was stopped by Jaron Reed there. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 upcoming now for the Clemson Tigers. Bama will substitute. Clemson 3 of 4 in 3rd down conversions here tonight.
This is a major league play right here. You need a 3rd down stop if you're Alabama.
3 wides left, 1 right. Brooks is the running back to the right rear of his quarterback. In the shotgun, Watson gets the snap, stands in, looks, throws, grabbed by the lunging Renfro for a 1st down to the 32-yard line. Well, let's see, he needed the 35, maybe not. His knee hit at the 32 is what they're going to say, and Clemson's going to punt it away. It'll be short by about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, that throw was offline, and Renfro had to dive for it, which kept him from being able to run forward. They come up short, but Alabama's got to be very careful here in terms of a hard count. They're within 5 yards, so an offsides would give them a 1st down. Alabama's got to make sure they get the right people on the field here.
Cyrus Jones is deep. Teasdale has run once and passed twice, and here he tries the rugby style, kicks it away. Cyrus Jones lets it roll. It's going to be a good Clemson roll down inside the 10 and touched dead there. So the rugby style kick, touchdown. It'll go with a roll for 58 yards, pinning Alabama deep back in their own territory. So with 7:41 remaining in the 1st half of play, Alabama will be looking at a 2nd down and 7, football at their own 13-yard line. Just joining us, Coker's 8 of 12 passing for 77 yards. Derrick Henry, 15 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kenyon Drake, a rush for 1 yard. Jacob Coker, 2 for a -10. Pass receiving, Calvin Ridley, 5 catches for 9 yards. Mullaney, 1 for 29. O.J. Howard, 1 for 25. Kenyon Drake, 1 reception for 14 yards.
Eli, I think the stat to watch is the rushing yardage. Clemson 55-6 when they outrush their opponent. Alabama, of course, a gaudy 79-4 when they rush for 140 or more yards, and they're certainly well on their way to reaching that number.
92 yards right now for Bama. Just 52 for the Clemson Tigers. All right, the timeout is done. Mackenzie Alexander has come to the sideline. Adrian Baker, the sophomore, will take his spot. Here's Alabama coming to the line of scrimmage with a 2nd down and 7 facing them from their own 13-yard line. This ball game is tied at 14 apiece. Jake Coker works out of the shotgun. He's got Henry to his left rear. Wideouts, 2 to the right, 1 left. Man in tight, that's O.J. Howard. Tries to lead the blocking, gets outside Derrick Henry. Cuts back inside, gets to the 20, 22-yard line, and is pulled down. They'll say his knee hit at the 20. So a pickup there of 7 yards.
Going to set up a 3rd and 1 situation. Again, this is what Alabama wanted to do. Stay in those 3rd and 3 or less circumstances where the run or the pass is an option.
Bama 5 of 8 in 3rd down conversions, and now timeouts. Here comes
Nick Saban wants a measurement.
He wants a measurement. And that is the option of either coach. You can get a measurement.
The ball was spotted short of the line of gain. It is 3rd down.
Terry Layden explaining that the ball snapped initially at the 10-yard line. The ball now at the 19.5. No need to measure. Both teams will substitute. Very unusual out there now. You got guys from both teams and more than 11 of them milling around. Everybody now gets set. Brandon Green checks in for Alabama. So it'll be a 3rd down and a yard.
The clock to read 7:02. 7:02 on the game clock.
The clock says 6:53. They reset it to 7:02 as per the referee's request. 3rd down and a half yard for Alabama. From the 19.5, they need the 20 for the 1st down. Derrick Henry in the pistol formation. Man in motion. Here's the give. Derrick, he'll go right up the middle. Easily gets that needed half yard. And Alabama has a 1st down at the 21.5-yard line. He just followed Pierce Baker and Ryan Kelly right up the pipe.
Yes, he did. And that was a pivotal down there because now Alabama gets to continue to work this clock. They're now to the 20-yard line and now have some momentum for this drive.
1st and 10 from the 22. Wideouts, 2 to the near side, 1 to the left side. Here now giving again Derrick Henry. He'll bust a couple of tackles, gets across the 25, forward to the 26-yard line. Though a 4-yard gain on the play. Jabril Robinson and T.J. Green in there on that tackle as Clemson will substitute.
If Bama can just stop the penetration, they can run the football all night long. The key is to make sure there are no gaps in their offensive line unit. You cannot let Clemson get upfield. 2
men stacked either way for Alabama. They fake the inside give. Here's Coker. Pressure from behind. He's going down. He'll be sacked back at the 21-yard line. It'll lose 6. That'll be the 3rd sack of the ball game by the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, and Alabama had a real positive 1st down run for 5 yards. And again, looking for that shot play downfield, but the protection did not hold up at all. Cam Robinson getting beat by Shaq Lawson off that left side.
Bama 6 of 9 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 10 from their own 22. Man-to-man being shown by Clemson. Here's Coker, straight drop. Escapes the pocket, rolls right. He's got some running room, gets outside of a man at the 20, stays on his feet at the 25. He goes forward to the 30-yard line and lunges forward. It'll be short of the 1st down. And Coker, who did take advantage of running room, was not able to get the necessary yardage. He was put down at the 30, bringing up a 4th and 2 in a punt situation. 2 punts already today, an average of 40 yards per. For J.K. Scott, his long punt has been a 43-yarder.
Alabama needed one more series of downs there to get this clock down under 2 minutes. Instead, it's going to be about 4:30 when Clemson takes possession.
Artavis Scott back at his own 30 to field the punt from J.K. Scott. A bit of a high snap, but it's not a problem. He'll boom this one away. Look out in downtown Scottsdale. Grab is made inside the 18 by Artavis Scott. A huge punt and no return. That one is a beauty for 52 yards. So now Clemson will start 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line with 4:25 remaining until halftime.
What a big-time delivery there by J.K. Scott, because we talked about the advantage that Alabama's specialists had on Clemson, particularly in the punt game, and J.K. Scott just bombed one here in UOP Stadium.
2 wides to the right, 1 to the left. 2 backs are split behind the quarterback until one man goes in motion. Here's the give up the middle. Zach Brooks with some hard running, hit by Geno Matias Smith. He'll put him down at the 24-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. This time 3 wides right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield. Bama's defense digs in. Watson stands in. Spins away from a couple of Bama defenders, finds running room, 25-30, 1st down to the 32, and he's slammed down by Reuben Foster. How he got away from Ryan Anderson and a big loss, I do not know, other than the fact that the guy's just darn good, and that's what he's done all season. It becomes an 11-yard gain instead of a 9-yard loss.
Number 24 of the offense must leave the game as a result of helmet loss.
He is very
1st down.
He is a very slippery runner. I mean, he is really elusive, and that time he was able to pirouette and avoid the Alabama rush.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Empty backfield to throw, knocked out of midair by DJ Petway. That's incomplete as DJ picks up yet another pass broken up, and you talked about that earlier today, Phil.
Bama is one of the best teams in the country at getting their hands up, and we have not seen them do that so far tonight until that play. DJ Petway slaps it away and sets up this 2nd and 10.
Tied at 14, 3:44 remaining until halftime. 2 wides are stacked right, 2 more are split left. Here's the slow developing slant inside. Catch is made, carried for a 1st down by Artavis Scott. That's a slow developing play, but it worked well as Scott found a slant cutting inside. Quickly to the line of scrimmage they come.
That was that tunnel screen, and Alabama tried to dial up pressure. They slipped that screen in behind the rushers.
1st and 10 from their own 42. Zach on play action. They fake it to him. Deshaun keeps it. Runs right. Had the ball nearly knocked loose. Throws it to Zach, the safety valve. He catches it. Goes to the Alabama 45. Flag on the play. There were some hands, either that or hands to the face. There was all sorts of mano-a-mano battling going on in the interior. There were also men downfield for Clemson. There's a plethora of things that could be called here.
An eligible receiver downfield, number 73 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down will be repeated.
Joe Gore, ineligible man downfield.
Yeah, and when you have an active mobile quarterback like this, if you're a lineman, you don't know where he is. And the crowd reacts. You think he's taken off to run. All of a sudden, he throws the ball, and Joe Gore had slipped downfield.
So it's now a 1st and 15. Clemson back to their own 37-yard line. Tied at 14, 3 minutes to go. Here's the toss near side, and Bama comes up to get Wayne Gallman. Reuben Foster sniffed that one out perfectly. Came out and got Gallman with the loss on that toss.
Well, Clemson specializes in negative yardage plays, but Alabama's not too far behind, and Reuben Foster is a rocket to the outside. He takes down Gallman.
2nd down and 19, Clemson now from their own 33. Wide outs either way. Gallman lined up to the right rear of his quarterback. Here, the delay give. Gallman waits. Nobody is fooled. He gets to the 30-yard line and loses again. Deshaun Hand seeing that draw develop, and he sniffed it out. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 22 for Clemson back at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, look for this to be something relatively safe. Underneath, see if they can catch and run. Bama's got a tackle out in space here.
Of course, they've liked to look for Hunter Renfrow on these plays today. Here's a 3rd and 22. Watson steps up, looks, caught from behind, put down by Alabama. Rashaan Evans gets him from behind at the 30-yard line. And now Alabama will be back to field the punt. Rashaan Evans, big play.
Yeah, Rashaan Evans, and again, the depth of that Alabama defensive front, and he delivered a shot to the lower body of Deshaun Watson, who is not off of the field yet.
He is being talked to. He's talking
Alabama
to
has taken their third and final timeout of the half. Clock operator, please correct the game clock to read 1:52.
Deshaun Watson now trotting off the field, but you're right. Rashaan Evans with his explosive
this is a 30-second timeout.
Got him down low.
Well, see, Evans had been all the way upfield, circled back, and Watson was looking down the field, and he circled back and just jarred his right leg. Now, Watson wears a brace on the left knee that was surgically repaired, the ACL, last winter and missed spring practice. But he is over there talking to the medical staff. That was one of those remember me shots, and that's what Alabama's game plan truly is, because it is a 60-minute game, not a 30-minute game.
Andy Teasdall to punt, averaging 46.5 yards per on his 2 punts tonight. Cyrus Jones is deep. He'll put toe to leather, assuming nothing fancy, at around the 21-yard line. He'll try the quick rugby-style kick. It'll take a little looping roll and bounce. It goes out of bounds at around the 24-yard line, and that's where Alabama will start, 1st and 10. Alabama on a first 10 snap. The pressure on Jacob Coker, and he will be sacked for the 4th time. Kevin Dodd gets to the Alabama signal caller. So now the Tide looking at a 2nd and 19 from their own 15. We're tied at 14, a minute to go until halftime. Coker on the inside give. Very little there for Derrick Henry. He gets stacked up by Carlos Watkins, and DJ Reader brings up a 3rd down.
Clemson has taken their first time out of the half, 30 seconds in duration.
Clemson, of course, hoping to stop Alabama, get the ball back, and have time to put something up on the board. Total yards, Bama 177, Clemson 179, Bama 77.
Yeah, this
through the
is
air.
Not a very good sequence for Alabama. They take the sack on 1st down, and then, of course, Clemson with timeouts in their pocket, they're able to use them, and so now Bama facing 3rd and 18. I think you probably keep the ball on the ground here and make Clemson use another of their timeouts, because you don't want them to get this football with 2 timeouts and about 30 to 45 seconds remaining here. This is a bad sequence for Alabama to close out the half. Got to be very safe, secure with the football here.
Remember, Clemson will get the ball to start the second half. You can't give them any points here. Here's a 3rd and 18, Alabama from their own 16. Ryan Kelly snaps it back to Coker, who looks far side, throw complete, but going backwards to try and get some free running room is Alabama's Ridley. He'll come to the near side, does a quick high step, trying to throw everybody off their speed, and a couple of players are injured. Back at the goal line, a Clemson player slow in getting up. That's Ben Boulware at the 5-yard line. Alabama, tough to tell where Ridley was marked out of bounds. There were so many players, and still it'll be on the 21-yard line, so it'll be a 4th and 13.
He ran.
Didn't really need him to go out of bounds, to be honest.
He ran about 50-plus yards for essentially a 4-yard gain. But Ben Boulware, he's wearing a brace on his left shoulder. And I tell you, he's a pivotal part of this Clemson defense, because he's their primary signal caller on that side of the ball. So between he and Watson and Alexander, the Tigers losing some of their best players here, perhaps, although Watson certainly not out of the game by any stretch of the imagination. 3
punts for an average of 44 for J.K. Scott tonight. Artavis Scott standing back at his own 40-yard line to field this one. The snap. Pressure, but J.K. gets it away. Fair catch, says Scott, and he'll make the grab at the 34-yard line. That's where Clemson will be starting from after a 45-yard punt and no return. We've got 37 seconds to go until halftime. Tied at 14. Bama is out of timeouts. Clemson has 2 remaining.
Well, Clemson's got 37 seconds, 2 timeouts. They've got at least 5 or 6 plays here, obviously depending if they can move the chains and keep the drive going. But they got more than ample time here to set up for a field goal. This is a huge, huge part of this game going into the half.
Zach Brooks is the running back instead of Gallman again. Quarterback gets the snap. Stepping up. There's plenty of running room, but he chooses to throw across the middle. Catch is made, 40-yard line. As a great job is done by Sharon Peak, picking that one out of midair. Now they'll come up to the line of scrimmage. Quickly, audibling is quarterback Deshaun Watson. 1st and 10 from the 39. Here Watson stands in. Watson hit as he throws. Ball is caught, but quickly tackled is Zach Brooks by Reuben Foster, and timeout is going to be called.
Clemson has taken their second timeout of the half. Correction, Clemson. 20 seconds on the play clock. This is a 30-second timeout.
Now they need to get to the 30-yard line to reach what would be the long field goal of the year, and for that matter,
20 seconds on the game clock, please.
For that matter, for the career for Greg Hugel, he had a 47-yarder against Appalachian State, meaning you'd start at the 30, snap it to the 37, and he had the 10 yards. So they would need to get to the 30 to match the career long. Doesn't mean he can't hit one from farther, but that's the proven distance this year.
Bama has a primary line to defend, the 30, for that to force that longer field goal, but of course a secondary line to defend in terms of a touchdown. Got to be careful, defend the entire high red zone here for Alabama.
Empty backfield, 3 wides left, 2 to the right. Watson looks and throws. Man is open, catch at the 30. It's grabbed by Brooks out of the backfield. He'll dance to the 27-yard line. Clemson runs to the line of scrimmage, 11 seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. The snap, but before the snap, a timeout from Dabo Sweeney, who now comes out to the numbers and says, wait a second, they snapped it before I called timeouts.
Clemson has taken their third and final timeout of the half. Please correct the game clock to read 9 seconds.
Dabo Sweeney, still in the face of one of the officials, says, hey, he snapped the ball before the timeout was called. That would have given them the same field position, but retained a timeout.
Yeah, they were running up to spike the ball and stop the clock. Dabo wanted a timeout. The reality of it is remember in the Florida State game, Deshaun Watson actually spiked the ball on 3rd down and forced them to kick a long-range field goal. Clemson's not going to take any chances here with 9 seconds left. They're going to go ahead and put Hugel on the field for a 45-yard attempt.
It'll be his second longest of his career. It's off the near side hash mark. Of course, no conditions weather-wise to affect. We're indoors. Here's the kick. It is on the way. It is ugly, but for the Clemson fans, it gets even uglier as it misses and is short. And that is going to bring us to 5 seconds
no good.
I think
remaining.
That may have been partially blocked. I thought I heard a double thud there.
It might have been DJ Petway who was there. He and Reggie Ragland, I don't know. The ball certainly looked like it was blocked, or else it was one of the ugliest kicks in America. Cyrus Jones. No, I don't think Cyrus got it. If anybody did, it would be DJ Petway.
Well, that was a huge turn of events. And what Dabo Sweeney's really complaining about is on a first down, the clock stops temporarily. He didn't feel like the officials gave them that opportunity to get to the line, because typically in college football, if you hustle to the line, you can get that spike with no time running off. They weren't able to get that done, and Alabama dodged a tremendously large bullet right there. That was huge, big time for the Crimson Tide.
It was Petway who touched it. Now from the 26, Bama on the give. Derrick Henry, he'll get outside the coverage. The period time expires as Derrick is tackled at the 38-yard line, and we have come to halftime. So we have come to halftime with Alabama and Clemson in a war, tied at 14. Ray McLeod is now back deep along with Artavis Scott. McLeod across the far side and Scott to the near side. Alabama's Adam Griffith, who has not been as long in his kickoffs tonight, again comes up short. Taking it at the 6 is Scott. He'll find running room up the middle and gets himself to the 23.5-yard line. Dylan Lee and others were there to make the stop, as Alabama will shut Clemson down there, and they'll start first and 10.
Eli, Alabama dodged a big bullet at the end of the half with the partially blocked field goal. Now you've got to withstand these first 5 minutes of the second half. Try to stabilize the game and get off the field here right away if you can.
First and 10, Clemson from their own 23. Deshaun Watson has wideouts, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Here now the inside give, Gallman. Denzel Duvall can't get him, but up comes Humphrey, and he puts him down for a loss of a yard or so. Reggie Ragland, Marlon Humphrey, Minka Fitzpatrick all converging in on Wayne Gallman, who has basically been stifled tonight. 8 carries, 8 yards.
Yeah, and on the sideline, Artavis Scott, the return man and their best receiver, being looked at by the medical staff.
Second down and 12 after the 2-yard loss. Here now the quarterback throws across the middle. Caught by Renfro. He's put down at the 30-yard line. Again, Reggie Ragland came across to stifle him there. A pickup of 9 on the play. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 from the 30. Hunter Renfro, the redshirt freshman from Myrtle Beach, has been tough to deal with tonight. Clemson 3 of 6 in 3rd down conversions. Here's the 3rd and 3 from their own 30. Men going wide far side. Gallman, backfield is empty. Watson gets it. Quick release near side. Tipped away from Alabama by Alabama's Humphrey. It was Sharon Peak, the intended receiver, and Marlon Humphrey got his arm in the air, tipped that ball away. That pass was a good one, but Humphrey made the better play. And now the Tide's going to get it back after holding Clemson, who won the toss, deferred to the second half. So Bama sidesteps this little landmine.
Yes, they did. Deshaun Watson thought that his receiver Peak was going to break to the outside. Instead, it ended up like a fade ball. Marlon Humphrey had his eyes back, cut the receiver off, gets the ball knocked away, and Alabama gets their second 3 and out of the game.
Teasdale punting it again. Rugby style. It takes a bounce, and it goes back for Alabama's way. This time, it'll be down by the Tigers at the 37-yard line. So that could be about the best that Alabama could have hoped for right there. It'll be a 1st and 10 Bama from the 36-yard line, I believe, is where they'll spot it officially. Indeed, they will. So a 33-yard punt.
An absolute ideal start to the second half for Alabama. They forced the 3 and out. Wayne Gallman still contained. Deshaun Watson off the field. And now here's your best defense. An efficient offense, and Alabama's got to do a better job on 1st and 2nd down to put themselves in position on 3rd down to convert for first downs. 1st
and 10 from Bama's own 36. Wide outs, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Coker on the give. Derrick Henry up the middle. He'll get to the 40-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Kevin Dodd stayed home on that play and made the tackle.
The zone read with Kenyon Drake in the game as the pony set, but they give it up the gut to Derrick Henry for 4.
Drake to the left of the quarterback. Henry to the right of the quarterback. 2 wideouts right. Here now, the fake give inside, the throw right side. Kenyon Drake trying to extend the field. Turns it up the right sideline, and he gets the first down. Nicely done. Didn't think he might be able to get to the edge on that speedy Clemson east-west defense, but he did on a first down.
Yes, he did. He got the corner, and Kenyon Drake showed his quickness to pick up the first down for the Tide.
7 yards on the gain. Here's a 1st and 10 Bama from their own 47-yard line. Just starting the 3rd quarter. We're tied at 14 for the national championship. Coker looks wide open right side. They lost O.J. Howard down the right sideline. He's got it. He's waltzing it in. Touchdown, Alabama. 47 yards. They lost sight of the tight end, O.J. Howard. Folks, I'm telling you the truth. There was nobody within 25 yards of the man, and Alabama got a great pass from Coker and a touchdown to take the lead early in the 3rd quarter.
Bama stacked their 2 receivers to the right and faked the screen pass. Clemson dropped O.J. Howard. He's wide open. Jacob Coker puts it on him, and Alabama wins the first 2 minutes and 7 seconds of this second half.
53-yard pass. Coker to the tight end, O.J. Howard. Now the extra point try will be upcoming. But the officials holding things up for just a moment. 53 yards. Now the whistle sounds. Time for the extra point. Between the hash marks, Bama fans starting to sound off just a little bit, but there's lots of football to play. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So we begin the third quarter with an Alabama Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive of 3 plays, 64 yards in 53 seconds. The first scoring drive of the game was 55 seconds. Very efficient. Bama by a touchdown. Back in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
Lateral screens, and Alabama does too. Jacob Coker looks to the outside. O.J. Howard pops out of the ground, and number 88 takes it the distance. Alabama now up 21-14. And remember, Eli, that sequence of a score, a 3 and out, and another score. Alabama has an opportunity for the second time tonight to do that here.
Artavis Scott and C.J. Fuller are the deep men. Scott to the near side, Fuller to the far, and here's the kick. Scott backpedals 3 yards deep. He was gonna come out, but our C.J. Fuller says, you stay put. Takes a knee and the touchback. Folks, a quick reminder that though we didn't drive out here to Arizona, we do want to remind you that transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network crew is provided by Town & Country Ford in Bessemer and Pell City, where you'll find big town selection, low country prices, and great pricing the year round. It's all at Town & Country Ford.
Well, Alabama had their best sequence of the night defensively on the first drive of this second half. Let's see if they can keep it up again right here at the beginning stages of this third quarter.
Gallman is the running back to the left side of his quarterback. Watson on the give on the end around to Scott. Scott goes left, cuts upfield across the 30 and rolls forward to the 34, 35-yard line. Deshaun Hand was there. His knee hits at the 34, so it'll be a pickup of 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Just getting going, early stages, third quarter. Alabama leads 21-14. Again, Watson on the inside give. Streaking left side is Wayne Gallman, and he picks up the needed yardage before Geno Matias-Smith will make the stop.
Usually when the pace picks up after a first down is gained by Clemson.
1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Lots of bodies moving. Gallman spins, met by Minka Fitzpatrick. And that play is smothered at the 37-yard line. It'll lose a half a yard. Reggie Ragland shot the gap, and Minka was there waiting on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and about 10 and a half.
And Alabama's got that rotation of defensive linemen. Dalvin Tomlinson, DJ Petway in the mix. Ryan Anderson coming off as the left end.
Reggie Ragland sets things in the middle. Jay Guillermo, the center, is over the football. He'll snap it back to Deshaun Watson in the shotgun. Gets it shoulder high, fakes going left, throws coming right, finds Zach Brooks out of the backfield. He'll pick up the first down. He fights his way into Alabama territory, and Eddie Jackson runs him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Big gainer from the 38 of Clemson to the 40 of Alabama on that play, so 22 yards on the pickup.
Yeah, Clemson has an answer again after an Alabama score.
Now 1st and 10 from the Bama 40. They fake the toss. Watson keeps it, shoots forward. He gets down to the 36-yard line. A 4-yard gain on the play. He faked that toss to Zach Brooks, and a number of guys bought it, opening up just the least little bit of running room, and that's all that Deshaun Watson needs. Now a 2nd and 6 from the Alabama 36. 4 minutes into the third quarter, Bama by a touchdown. Here's Watson, fakes twice on the pitch, now throws long near side. Renfro over his head, incomplete, but he was tangling with Minka Fitzpatrick, and I believe they'll call pass interference if the ball was indeed catchable. It was a high throw.
That ball didn't have a chance of being completed, but the contact
Pass interference,
was early.
number 29 of the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
You know, on their first score of the ball game, Alabama had gave up the long kickoff return, then the pass interference, and the throw for the score into double coverage. Here's a 1st and 10, Clemson from the Bama 21. Wideouts, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Watson fakes the inside give. Quarterback keeper snowed under and put down at the 20-yard line by Ashawn Robinson. It'll be a gain of a yard, no more. Bodies still unpiling. Ashawn and Deshaun Watson.
I think Bama can handle Deshaun Watson between the tackles. It's when he's escaped the box and run outside, particularly when he's tried to pass the football.
10.5 remaining in the third. Bama leads 21-14. Here's a 2nd and 9 from the 20. Shotgun snap. Again, Watson stands in, throws towards the end zone. Knocked away by a diving Minka Fitzpatrick. Incomplete, 3 yards deep in the end zone. He just left his feet and dove and got that one out of midair, intended for a receiver who was 2 yards behind him. Jermone Hopper was the man who was the intended receiver. Great play by Minka Fitzpatrick. Now a 3rd and 9. Clemson 3 of 7 in third down conversions. 3rd and 9 from the Alabama 20. Heading towards the end zone to our right. A black end zone with the orange, purple, and white colors that say Clemson. Play clock at 6. Watson, shotgun 4-3, gets the snap. He'll look left. He heaves it up towards the back corner of the end zone. It is caught and dropped. Caught and dropped, incomplete.
The pass was ruled incomplete, 4th down.
Artavis Scott was there with double coverage, had it for a moment, but then could not complete a football play and lost the football. It rolled out of bounds. And now time for a field goal attempt.
I'll tell you what, an absolute perfect throw by Deshaun Watson, but give Ronnie Harrison, a true freshman, his due. He fought all the way up through the pocket, just like he's coached, and pulled it out just in the nick of time.
Now a 37-yard field goal attempt. Hugo is 12 of 13 from this distance this year. The snap, the spot, the kick on the way. It is up, and it is good. So the Clemson Tigers get a 37-yard field goal with 10:10 remaining in the third. Alabama gets the ball back now, leading 21-17. A half stop, if nothing else, for Alabama there.
Yeah, a partial win. And if defense wins championships, that might be the difference in this game. Ronnie Harrison pulling that ball away from Artavis Scott in the end zone when Deshaun Watson absolutely dropped a perfect pass over his shoulder. Bama forces the field goal, up 21-17. And Alabama's offense getting ready to take over here with 10:10 left in the third quarter.
Our Darius Stewart is deep to our right along the near side, and Kenyon Drake is deep across the far side. Fielding the kick from Hugel. It's in the air. It goes far side. Lining it up. Drake comes from the 1. He'll come find running room, stutter step move, hit as he goes to the 25, stays on his feet for an extra yard and goes down at the 26-yard line. So a nice return of 25 yards. Wayne Gallman, among others, on special teams doing the job for the Clemson Tigers. So Alabama now going to work 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the third. The Tide leads 21-17.
Yeah, and Eli Shacklawson is back on the field for the Tigers, but no sign of Mackenzie Alexander.
Right, Adrian Baker still playing at the cornerback in place of Alexander. So now 2 wides to the left for Alabama. O.J. Howard, the tight end, is in the slot left. Single setback is Derrick Henry. Quarterback Coker is under his center, Ryan Kelly. Coker, Hall signals. Play action fake to Henry. Steps up under pressure. Down he goes again, but there's a flag. There could well be penalties on the interior.
I think that's going to be a hold.
A hold on Alabama. That'll be the 5th sack of the ball game by Clemson.
Holding, number 76 of the offense. The penalty is declined. 2nd down.
We look down below, by the way, we see Mackenzie Alexander in street clothes now on the Clemson bench, so his hamstring will not allow him to return at all tonight.
Well, Alabama's had a problem protecting the passer, especially with these elongated play-action pass plays with Jake Coker looking downfield. He had Hale Hinches, but no time to get the ball out of his hand.
So a 2nd down and 17 for Alabama from their own 18-yard line. Bama's been behind the sticks a lot tonight. Here's the give to Derrick Henry. That play doesn't go anywhere. He'll get out across the 20 to the 21. Picks up 2. It'll be a 3rd down now upcoming. Shaq Lawson made the play among others.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of plays on Lane Kiffin's chart to pick up 3rd and 15 against these pesky Tigers. They're really athletic on the defensive side, and we've seen that here tonight.
Here's the 3rd and 15. Bama from their own 21. The Tide 6 of 11 in 3rd down conversions today. Three wides left and one right. The give, Henry turns up the right sideline. He goes across bodies. Flags are down. Another hold on Alabama on the right side of the line. My goodness gracious. Okay, you got to give credit. Bama's offensive line voted the best in America this year, and Clemson at times tonight having their way with them. And they'll decline this penalty.
Holding, number 76 of the offense. This penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Again, Dominic Jackson. So J.K. Scott will punt from back at his own 5. He's had 4 punts tonight, an average of 44 per. His longest punt is 52.
Clemson brought pressure on that punt at the end of the half, and they're sugared up close to the line, mugging up. We'll see what they do here.
Artavis Scott back at his own 35 to field. 8:42 to go in the third. Bama leads 21-17. Low snap. J.K. gets it away, though. Artavis backpedals. He's back to his own 26. Comes to the near side. Angles upfield. Finds a little running room. He is then carrying the pile out to the 40-yard line. And it'll be good field position for the Clemson Tigers. A 49-yard punt and the return to the 40-yard line. Timeout on the field, 8:26 remaining in the third. Bama 21, Clemson 17. The Tigers on offense. When we come back, this is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.
A quicker passing game. The play action passes, the shots are not there. And then by the time Jacob has a chance to drop it off, the rush is on him.
Alabama can really use a pick 6 right here. That would be nice to see. 8:26 to go in the third quarter. Alabama 21, Clemson 17. Tigers starting 1st and 10 from their own 40. Wayne Gallman is the running back. He'll get the handoff. No, Deshaun will keep it. Go far side. Eddie Jackson can control him. Deshaun goes far side. He's shoved out of bounds by Cyrus Jones, but a huge pickup all the way down to the Alabama 40-yard line. A 20-yard gainer on the play.
Yep, that is Deshaun Watson at his best. He puts the ball in the belly of Wayne Gallman, pulls it out, and takes off to the edge for a 20-yard pickup.
He's run nearly 100 yards tonight to go with his 193 passing yards. Now, here the play as he throws a man across the middle, catch by a diving tight end, Leggett. He'll make the reception inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. And again, Deshaun Watson took a lick as he released the football, but he got the pass off and complete to Jordan Leggett down to the 30-yard line. Here now a 1st and 10 from there, officially the 29. There was DJ Petway who left the calling card on Watson, but he bounces right up. Bama leading 21-17. Gallman the single running back. They will audible at the line of scrimmage. 7:43 to go in the third. Man in motion. The tight end, Leggett, comes to the right side of the formation. The snap to Watson. Stands in. Looks long. Throws towards Renfro. Tipped away. And then caught off the deflect. No. It hits the ground in the end zone while trying to pick it up was Ray McLeod. Good coverage there on Hunter Renfro that time. But I'm telling you, every play has you holding your breath here tonight. This Deshaun Watson is the real deal.
Yeah, they tried to go double seam, meaning 4 verticals. All 4 receivers go down the field. And I tell you, Hunter Renfro came up holding that left shoulder as he trots off the field.
2nd and 10. Clemson from the Alabama 29. Heading left to right as you listen. And now a snap but a flag before. Somebody moved before the snap.
False start, number 34 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Wide receiver Ray McLeod gets Clemson their 4th penalty of the evening.
That's the same as a negative yardage play. For Alabama. That's a big error by the Clemson Tigers.
So it's 2nd down and 15, Clemson now. Football back at the Alabama 34. Clemson in their all-orange uniforms. Bama in the white, trimmed in crimson. Moving left to right, the Tigers are. Here's the 2nd and 15 play. Midway through the third quarter, Alabama leads 21-17. Play clock 3-2. They get the snap away. Pressure. Quarterback ducks out of the way. He'll run to the far side. He's to the 30. He's to the 25. He's out of bounds to the 20. And a 1st down for Clemson. That's the stuff. You know, we talked about it on the talk show. I talked about it with Coach Saban today. Broken plays. He then makes something out of nothing and just kills you.
Yeah, Bama had 5 defenders rush, and Watson still escaped, squirted free, runs for the first down.
14-yard pickup. Here's a 1st and 10, Clemson from the Alabama 18. Empty backfield, wideouts, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. He's going to go to the left side on the screen. Catch is made, pickup of 3 as Alabama quickly will tackle the receiver, Sharon Peak, as he gets to the 15-yard line.
And that's so maddening for Nick Saban when he has a 5-man rush on a 2nd and long play, and Watson scampers out for a 20-yard pickup.
Watson has run for 86, thrown for 204. Here's a 2nd down and 6 from the Alabama 14. 6.5 remaining in the third. Alabama leads 21-17. Gallman is the setback. Comes in motion to the near side. They'll screen it out to him. Near side. Catch is made. He'll spin around, break a tackle. In comes Humphrey, breaks another tackle, and he gets down to the 6-yard line. Eddie Jackson, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Marlon Humphrey. They all were there to try and tackle him on the little screen. That picks up a first down.
Well, if Alabama has ever risen to the occasion in the red zone, the time is now. Here comes Denzel Duvall into the game. Alabama going to try to get some more size up front as Clemson makes some substitutions as well.
Garrett Williams will come in. He is a fullback, a true freshman out of Orlando, Florida at 6'2", 235 pounds. On a 1st and goal from the 6. Timeout now being taken by Dabo Swinney.
Clemson is taking their first timeout of the
near
half.
sideline and calls timeout.
Timeout on the field.
So Clemson getting a timeout early here in the second half of play. Bama 21, Clemson 17 with 5:54 remaining until the third period is done.
Yeah, you really can. And for one of the few times tonight we've seen Clemson in a huddle.
Artavis Scott goes wide to the far side, one wide out to the near side. Out of the pistol formation. They give. No, it'll be kept by Deshaun. He is hit and put down at the 2-yard line by Reggie Ragland. They faked the inside give, and Deshaun Watson kept it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, when you have a quarterback that can run, they are so hard to defend. And now Clemson knocking on the door, 2nd and 1.
The fullback, Garrett Williams, stays in. It'll be 2nd and goal from a yard away. Snap, the give. The fight by Gallman, back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. That time, Alabama went underneath and over the top with Sean Dion Hamilton and Reggie Ragland.
Well, Alabama won a national championship back in the 1979 Sugar Bowl. Our good friend Barry Krause went over the top, turned away Mike Gooman. Alabama's got to dig in and do it again here. 3rd down, perhaps even 4-down territory for Dabo Swinney.
Ryan Anderson checks in. Backs are in the pro set eye. 3rd and goal from a yard away. Here's the give. They push the pile, and he is in. Gallman, touchdown.
Well, Alabama tried to build a wall, but Gallman is a very aggressive, relentless runner. He nudges it over the goal line, and Clemson takes their lead here at 23-21.
And the extra point to come. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, 9 plays, 60 yards in 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Greg Hugel now to attempt the extra point. Jim Brown snaps it. Seth Ryan does the holding. They're checking the replay to make sure that indeed he and the ball got in. And they say, yes, it is a legal touchdown. And now the extra point try towards the uprights to our right. Clemson leads 23-21. And now the kick. Up and good. So a 3-point lead for the Clemson Tigers. They now take a 24-21 lead. Couple of heavyweights tonight, Philbert.
Well, every time Alabama has put points on the board, Clemson has had an answer, and they've responded here after Alabama got the big play to O.J. Howard to extend their lead. Clemson comes back. They post a field goal and now a touchdown. 10 unanswered points for the Tigers.
Deshaun Watson, 17 of 27 passing, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has carried 14 times for 91 yards. So he's already accounted for right at 300 yards plus of total offense tonight.
Well, he's the Starship Enterprise for this Clemson Tiger team. Everything rotates around him, and he's had a sensational game tonight against Alabama. Seems to have 4 eyeballs. A little bit like Johnny Manziel in terms of sensing that rush, at least at the college level. And Alabama has not been able to get him wrapped up inside the pocket. Darius Stewart and Kenyon Drake are deep. Stewart to the near side, Drake to the far. The kick goes towards Kenyon. He'll make the grab at the 2. He's to the 10, cuts right and now left. He cuts right back up the middle into the gut of that special teams that awaits him, and he is put down as he crosses the 15 at the 17-yard line. Van Smith was the man who makes the play. Normally a defensive back at free safety. Makes a big play on special teams there. Well, Alabama's got to find some answers of their own offensively because this crowd's going to be loud. Bama has practiced all week in the noise. They anticipated this kind of reaction. And Jake Coker and Derrick Henry are the go-to guys here in conjunction with Ridley and Darius Stewart. Bama 1st and 10 from the 17. We've not seen many fade routes towards Ridley here tonight. Let's see what this drive holds. Handoff Henry up the middle. Carries a man, gets to the 20-yard line, pickup of 3. That was B.J. Goodson on his back. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. 4.5 remaining in the 3rd. Clemson on top, 24-21. Well, the way Bama's going to win this game is to win it between the hash marks on offense, make Clemson respect that run, and then squirt the ball to the outside. It's exactly opposite of what we had against Michigan State. Brandon Green now in the game. Brandon Green goes to number 89 from the normal 58. Lines up on the left side of the offensive line. Backs are in the pistol. Here now the fake give. Coker rolls right, throws. O.J. Howard makes the grab. 1st down across the 30. Hit hard. Fights his way to the 36-yard line before he's run out of bounds. O.J. Howard, the tight end, who had a big touchdown earlier, finally ridden out of bounds by T.J. Green. 1st down, Alabama. Eli been waiting all night for some bootlegs for Jacob Coker because not only can he throw for it, he can run for a 1st down, and those are completions that build his confidence. And with Clemson's reactions to the run game, these play-action bootlegs will be there for the rest of this game. Mulaney in motion to the right side. 1st and 10, 36. Handoff Henry. Nothing. He ran up on the back of Ryan Kelly, his own center, and really got stymied after a gain of 1.5 yards, or maybe 2. It'll be a 2nd down upcoming for the Alabama Crimson Tide. 2nd down and 9, giving him just 1 yard on that pickup. Well, Clemson has not trailed in the 4th quarter in 17 wins in a row, and right now they're on top of the Tide by 3 points. It's a huge pivotal drive for Alabama. 3:10 to go in the 3rd. Clemson up 24-21. Here now Alabama's Coker under pressure, fires left side, caught by Darius Stewart, and they'll say no, it hit the ground, and he covered it up.
That was ruled incomplete, 3rd down.
Incomplete brings up the 3rd down play, as you heard from referee Terry Layden out of the Pac-12. Bama 50% in 3rd downs tonight, which is far better than their normal number, which is 36%. But here's a big 3rd and 9, Bama from their own 37. Well, this is the play of the night, tied down by 3. Senior quarterback Jake Coker staring into the eyeballs of this Clemson defense. 3rd and 9. Stewart wide right. Mulaney. Ridley to the near side. Coker with protection. Looks, fires off the hands of Mulaney. He had it, but it's incomplete. It was a bullet near the 48-yard line. Travis Banks was covering him. Mulaney couldn't quite hang on, and Bama will have to punt it away. Yeah, Bama got the matchup they wanted. Richard Mulaney against Travis Banks, whose normal position as an outside backer. He's sort of a hybrid safety linebacker, and that ball goes off Mulaney's hands. Bama's got to punt it away. Artavis Scott is deep, and the punt It turns over. Scott comes up, makes the grab at the 30, looks for running room, is hit a couple of times, tries to squirt loose, gets across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. A 33-yard punt. And now Clemson will start from their own 33. The official stated capacity for this building is 63,400. They have added some temporary seats tonight, and the attendance is 75,765. So we can see where they've added some temporary bleachers and other rental seats that have made this a nice crowd here tonight. 75,765. First and 10, Clemson from their own 38-yard line. Here now the pitch outside, trying to turn the corner. Zach gets run out of bounds by Alabama's defense as Zach Brooks and Ray McLeod were over there and tried to turn the corner, but Alabama's defense stifled it well enough after a 4-yard gain. It'll be a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, designed option play for Deshaun Watson, dealing that ball to the outside to Brooks.
2.5 to go in the third. Here's Watson rolling right. He looks and tries to fire, but it's off the mark for Renfro. They didn't connect at all as Alabama's Reggie Ragland was coming in to pressure the quarterback. It's incomplete.
Alabama was fortunate there because Minkah Fitzpatrick fell down, and that's the same exact thing that happened in the Oklahoma game. Renfro caught that ball and went in for a touchdown. Alabama dodged one there.
Clemson 4 of 9 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd and 6 from their own 42-yard line. They need the 48. 2:25 to go in the third. Clemson with the ball, leading 24-21. It's an empty backfield. Play clock at 5. 4. The snap, chest high, quick release in the middle. Caught, first down, Clemson across midfield. Nothing fancy. They found Leggett cutting across the middle, and the big tight end who came in with 35 receptions already this year has added 4 more here tonight.
Yeah, he's a tough matchup, and he got inside position on a slant on Ronnie Harrison, and they pick up the first down.
1st and 10 from the 48 of Alabama now. The snap. Watson backpedal, stands in, tries to release far side. Scott, he'll step out of bounds after a pickup of 3.5 as everybody got the short side. Now they'll say he actually stepped out before he got the extra yardage, so a pickup of a gain of a yard. Denzel Duvall was the man who forced him out of bounds there. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in the third, Trevion Thompson checks in now. He'll go wide left. Single running back to the right of his quarterback. Here now, Watson fakes the inside move, looks left, throws far side, overthrows. Zach Brooks coming out of the backfield, circling up the left sideline, and it'll be incomplete. And the Clemson Tigers now looking at a 3rd down play, 3rd and 8. They're 50% tonight, 5 of 10.
They try to sprint Watson to the right. That was a design throwback, a wheel route.
A minute 35 to go on the third. Clemson leads 24-21. Here's a 3rd and 8 now for the Clemson Tigers from the Alabama 48. They need the 40-yard line. Motion, Leggett, the tight end, goes to the left side of the formation. Here's the snap to Watson. Pressure up the middle. He'll pull the ball down. Here comes Alabama trying to put the quarterback down, and finally they get him. And finally they get him the first sack of the night. Rashaan Evans all the way back to Clemson's own 40, and now the quarterback seems to have a bit of a cramp, but he gets up and will walk gingerly, Watson does, to his sideline. Big play by Alabama's Rashaan Evans, his 3rd sack of the year.
Well, that was a giant play. Rashaan Evans is the spy. He's the mirror on Watson, and he wasn't about to let him get outside of him. Once Watson declared, he went and got this Clemson cat and puts him down for a sack.
43 yards the average on punch today for Andy Teasdall. Bama has both Cyrus Jones back with Mullaney. Here's the ball, rugby style, gets by Cyrus, goes out of bounds at the 4-yard line. My goodness. Teasdall pinning Alabama all the way back at their 4-yard line with 43 seconds to go in the third. A 52-yard punt and no return.
Yeah, that ball, it didn't take a bounce straight to Cyrus. It caromed off to the right. He looked like a shortstop waiting for a ground ball, and it hit a pebble and caromed off to the left. Nothing he can do about that. Alabama backed up in this short end of the field at their own 5-yard line.
This has been a tough night for Bama, hanging in there, trailing 24-21, but this to some degree is uncharted water for the Crimson Tide.
Well, it is, but this is a contrast in styles. Clemson wanting to make it basketball on grass, Alabama wanting to turn it into a wrestling match. This is where the Tide's got to come out and again try to attack the middle of the field.
Hentges, the tight end on the right, O.J. Howard on the left. Man in motion, they fake the give, hand it off to Derrick Henry. He'll fire up the middle. He'll get to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5 before Cadre Tankersley was there to make the stop, and that carry will give Derrick Henry the all-time career rushing record at Alabama. He has just bypassed Sean Alexander as the all-time #1 rusher in Crimson Tide career history. 17 seconds in the period. Here's a 2nd and 5, Bama from the 10. Again, the give, Derrick Henry. He gets 1.5 yards to the 12. Again, Bull Ware and Lawson on that side of the field making the stop as the quarter will come to an end. 3 periods complete. It's Clemson 24, Alabama 21.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Back
Timeout.
with the 4th period right after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Now, Alabama looking at a 3rd down and 12 play. Excuse me, a 3rd and 3, correct myself, from the 12-yard line, beginning the 4th quarter. Bama underneath the goalpost to our left. Snap to Coker, needs 3 yards here, looks, throws, far side, off the mark. Ridley reaches his arm out, but it deflects off his fingertips, out of bounds. The passing and the timing just not quite as crisp tonight as it was against Michigan State a Saturday ago.
Yeah, and Clemson there gets off the field on that 3rd and 3 call. Alabama at their own 12-yard line, and Clemson going into the 4th quarter, they have won 51 straight games when they've had a lead going into the 4th quarter, and then the 17-game win streak, they've never trailed in the 4th quarter. They've only been tied with Florida State over those last 17 ball games.
Punting it is J.K. Scott. He'll put toe to leather at his own goal line. Artavis Scott standing back at the midfield stripe. The kick will be going left to right, and he gets it away. A high kick. Fair catch, says Scott. He goes to his right and makes the grab on the 50-yard line inside the numbers across the way. So, Clemson starts after that 38-yard punt, 1st and 10. Good field position, though, and
yes,
Alabama's got to really do the job here. We've got timeout on the field.
Their backs against the proverbial wall here, trying to stay within striking distance. Down 3, but Clemson takes over at the midfield stripe.
Quarterback has men flanked to either side. 2 wideouts to the left. Here's the snap on the give now. They'll come to the near side. Good blocking, and Artavis Scott will run to the near sideline and step out of bounds, but not before he picks up a number of yards. Eddie Jackson will stop him. They'll spot him out of bounds at about the 38-yard line is where they'll spot it officially. For now, Clemson going to work. 1st and 10. Heading towards the end zone to our left. 2 wides to the left, 1 to the right. Man wide in motion now for Clemson. Handoff, fumbled, picked up by Deshaun Watson, who was fallen on by DJ Petway. Not a good exchange at all between Watson and Gallman, and Deshaun Watson lucky to fall on the football. It'll lose 2. It'll be a 2nd down and 12. Football at the 42 of Alabama, heading towards the end zone to our left.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson wisely jumped on that ball. If he tried to pick it up and run with it, I think Alabama could have jarred it loose.
Here's a 2nd and 12 play. Watson calls his own number, follows bodies to the left side, gets back to the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd and 10. DJ Petway and Jonathan Allen. First time we've mentioned Jonathan tonight there to make the stop. It's a big 3rd and 10 upcoming from the 40-yard line of Alabama.
Yeah, this could be 4-down territory, because remember with the kicker, he's only got range from 47. They've had 1 blocked already, so if they pick up at least part of this yardage, they may go for it on 4th down.
Here's a 3rd and 10 from the Alabama 40. Tight end Leggett goes in motion to the right. Snap into the shotgun. Watson looks, tries the fade route. There's position there. Bama knocks it away at the 5-yard line. Marlon Humphrey doing a great job on the intended receivers. Artavis Scott was in the formation, and Marlon comes up large.
Beautifully played by Marlon Humphrey, and with that shot play incomplete, Clemson will put their punt team out there, but again, Alabama's got to be alert for the fake. We've expected something of a gadget all night. It has not come yet, and now we're into the fourth quarter.
There have been 5 punts tonight. The average for Teasdale has been 45 yards per. Cyrus Jones is back. They're going to play it straight here, and he'll boom it end under end. It goes to the 4, rolls forward, and bounces into the end zone. A nice break for Alabama. It'll be a touchback. That was not that far off from being downed in dangerous territory. We've got timeout on the field as Bama gets the ball back. 13:07 to go in the championship game. Clemson leads 24-21. Alabama with the football when we return.
If they can just get positive yardage on first, second down and put themselves in position to convert on third, they can grind this out. This defense is vulnerable on the ground. And Derrick Henry's got 149 yards.
2 tight ends, Henches and O.J. Howard. Here's the snap. Play action fake to O.J. and a quick throw near side. Ardarius Stewart makes the grab at the 40. He'll dance around 3 men and lunge forward to the 45-yard line. A 25-yard pickup on the play. Nicely done by Coker and Ardarius Stewart.
I love the idea of bootlegging Coker. Don't play fake and leave him in the pocket. He's got frozen eyes tonight. Get him out on the edge. They did that. Ardarius Stewart picks up the first down.
Pistol formation. Derrick Henry gets the handoff. He'll come near side, but they go laterally. B.J. Goodson, the middle linebacker, waiting for Derrick as he came to his right, and that gain is minimal. Just a yard to the 46-yard line of Alabama.
Yeah, again, I just think that the bootlegs for Coker off the play action are fine, but if you're going to drop him back, make him of the 3- and 5-step variety and challenge these corners for Clemson. We have not directed a single ball towards number 21, Adrian Baker.
2 wideouts either way. Coker in the shotgun, raises his left leg, gets the handoff. Here Derrick Henry now is caught in the backfield as he tries to come to the near side. That time Cordray Tankersley, the cornerback, shot the gap and came over to the near side to get Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's an exceptional tackle by a cornerback by trade. Cordray Tankersley, he plays into the boundary. The unblocked defender there. Derrick tried to take it outside, and he was waiting.
Here's a 3rd down and 11 play upcoming. 11:43 to go on the ball game. Clemson leads 24-21. Jacob Coker will audible now. He'll reposition himself in the backfield. He's got Henry to his right. Jake gets the snap, backpedals, looks long, trying near side, going towards Ardarius Stewart. He'll come back, make a beautiful catch at the 20-yard line. They'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 18.
Bama needs to get to the line and snap this ball because that was close enough that it's going to be reviewed here. Alabama's got to get up there and take care of business here.
A 39-yard pickup. Here's Coker in position. He gets the snap. Here's the handoff. Derrick Henry. He'll fight his way up the middle and gets down to the 15. A pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 upcoming.
Well, that play stands, but Ardarius Stewart was running down the field and at the last instant looked back for the ball, found it in the lights, and makes the catch. What a spectacular catch by Ardarius Stewart.
2nd and 8, Alabama. Football is at the Clemson 16. Bama trails 24-21. Henry to the left rear of his quarterback. Wide outs either way. Coker, fade route, far side. Ridley there, up, and it's knocked away out of his hands. Incomplete. Adrian Baker, who Bama has not tested here tonight, was there to make the play and tip it away. It'll be incomplete. And a 3rd and 8 upcoming now for the Tide from the Clemson 16.
But Eli, you like the idea of giving your playmaker a shot to make one out there one-on-one, and the ball gets out of Coker's hands, so there's no risk of a sack there.
Bama 7 of 15 in 3rd down conversions.
Bama's got the field goal in their pocket here. Got to be judicious with the ball at 3rd and 7.
Bama missed a field goal earlier. Here's the snap to Coker now. Jake looks. Jake fires. It's across the middle, incomplete. Ardarius Stewart looking for the football at the 2 in triple coverage. Could not get to it. And the Crimson Tide now bringing in the field goal unit to try and tie the ball game.
Well, that was a risky throw there by Jake Coker, but at 6'5", he overshot everybody, and now Adam Griffith on to tie this one up at 24 apiece.
It'll be a 34-yard field goal try. From this distance this year, he is 4 of 6. He missed from 45 earlier. This is from 34. Heading towards the end zone to our right. Snap and spot are good. Kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. And we are all tied up at 24 apiece with 10:34 to remain in this championship game. Do not go away. This is going to be a dandy of a finish. We're back in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. Martavis Scott is deep across the way, and C.J. Fuller to the near side to field the kickoff from Adam Griffith. The kick will be going left to right as you listen. He'll address the football, and he's going to be an Alabama onside kick try. It's caught by the Tide, and stepping out of bounds across the 50 at the 49 is going to be Marlon Humphrey. Alabama will get the ball out of midair, step across the 50 at the 49-yard line, and now Dabo Sweeney is complaining that it did not go the requisite 10 yards.
Well, that ball's kicked from the 35, and he caught it clearly at the 50. It was almost like a fade ball.
Yeah.
And it dropped right over the shoulder to Marlon Humphrey. Nick Saban had a grin like a Cheshire cat on his sideline.
Oh, yeah, the ball was caught at the 49-yard line. So it'll be a 14-yard kick and then the recovery by Bama.
The ball was legally caught and recovered by the kicking team beyond 10 yards beyond this kick spot. The advance is not allowed by rule. The ball is dead at the spot where first possessed by Alabama.
So first down, Alabama. The Tide getting it back.
What a call by Nick Saban and Bobby Williams. Two wily veterans pull out their Dabo Sweeney play call, and Adam Griffith he kicked a fade ball as well as we've seen one thrown tonight.
Exactly.
So Alabama steals a possession here. Can't state the importance of that. And Alabama gets field position as well.
We were expecting something like that from Clemson, and Bama does it. All right, 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe where it was caught after it went 15 yards in the air. Here's Coker with Derrick Henry to his right. Ryan Kelly to snap it on the 1st and 10 play. We're tied. 10:34 to go in the game. Coker will audible. Play clock at 10, 9. He yells over to O.J. Howard. Coker gets the snap. He'll wait. The handoff, Derrick Henry. Nothing up the middle. He'll go left. He tries to break a tackle. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Carlos Watkins had him in his grasp. No gain. It'll be a second down. Actually, they'll spot it with a loss of a yard. A second down and 11 from Bama's own 49.
Yeah, Clemson safeties are back, so that would mean that Alabama has a light box to attack in the run game. But that play was too slow developing against this cat-quick defensive front for the Clemson Tigers.
On the 2nd and 11, Coker in the shotgun. Kenyon Drake is the running back. He goes to the left of the quarterback. Here's Coker with protection. Loads up, looks long, has O.J. Howard behind the defense. He'll make the grab. He's going in. Touchdown, Alabama. The Tide gets the football back on the recovery of the kick, and they go quickly to O.J. Howard. 51 yards. Touchdown, Alabama.
People have been waiting for 3 years for O.J. Howard to have a breakout performance, and tonight he has delivered in a big-time way. O.J. Howard, a little out and up, a nod route from the left slot position. He's way behind the Clemson defense, and Alabama strikes after the converted onside kick.
He has caught a 53-yard touchdown pass and now a 51-yard touchdown pass. The extra point is up and good. And with 9:45 to go in the ball game, Alabama is on top, 31-24. But again, Clemson has always had an answer for Alabama. Let's see if the Tide's defense can stiffen when we come back. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports. To the near side to field the kick by Adam Griffin. This one is kicked away. Scott backpedals. He'll just let that one sail through and out of the end zone for a touchback. And Clemson will start at their own 25-yard line.
Well, Eli, I said before the game I thought Clemson would be the team that had to do something out of the ordinary to win, but it was actually Alabama that has done it with that onside kick. They've got all the momentum after converting it into points, and it's been the big plays for the Alabama offense. They've not been able to sustain anything, but these big home run shots, Jake Coker to O.J. Howard, have got Alabama with a 7-point lead.
But they must stop Deshaun Watson. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 25. Watson throws across the middle, caught by Renfro. He's got a 1st down and more all the way to midfield. Well, that was 25 yards in a hurry right there.
Well, it sure was. And I tell you, Alabama's had more trouble with the former baseball player, the walk-on, Hunter Renfro, than Artavis Scott tonight.
That'll be 6 catches for right at 80 yards for him. Now, here's the handoff inside. Gallman gets free. He's going to run down the near side. He is going to be caught and wrestled out of bounds inside the 20 by Eddie Jackson. But 2 huge plays, and very quickly they're down the field.
Unreal. Clemson's had an answer every time Alabama's knocked them down. They've got the heart of a champion. There's no question about it.
9:14 to go in the ball game, or at least in regulation play. Alabama leads 31-24. Watson to Renfro for 24 yards. Now they'll snap it from the 20-yard line. Watson taken down. Here comes Alabama's Deshaun Hand as Watson went wide to his left and was hauled down back at the 21-yard line. The play will lose 4. Deshaun Hand, the sophomore from Woodbridge, Virginia, with a big play.
Well, I'll tell you, it really was a big-time play by Deshaun Hand. Deshaun Watson coming off of the zone read, tried to keep it himself.
Now the 2nd and 13 from the 20-yard line, heading to our left. Watson comes up to the line of scrimmage. He will audible. 8:29 to go in the game. Bama by a touchdown. Watson looks. He throws. Man is open. Catch is made. Complete to the 15-yard line. They were looking for Hunter Renfro against Reuben Foster, and he got the completion there. It'll be a 3rd down and 7 upcoming from the 14-yard line of Alabama.
Well, Bama dialed up the pressure there. That was a side adjustment for Hunter Renfro. Goes down 5 yards, turns around, ball on the money, and now Clemson facing his 3rd and 7.
They're 5 of 12 in 3rd down conversion. A lot of hand signals used by the Clemson offensive linemen. They'll position everybody as Deshaun Watson throws far corner, overthrowing the intended receiver, and Eddie Jackson was there with Jordan Leggett incomplete. And now again, Deshaun Watson picking himself off the grass. Jonathan Allen was the man who left the calling card there, and they're going to put 3 points on the board unless they try for something fancy and funny right here.
Well, another big shot on Deshaun Watson in the pocket, that time delivered by Jonathan Allen, and now Clemson will go for a field goal to try to draw within 4 to make it 31-27.
It'll be a 31-yard field goal try just off the far hash marks. Kicking it to our left. Jim Brown snaps it. Seth Ryan will hold. Kick is on the way. It is up, and it is easily good for Craig Hugel. So a 31-yard field goal. It took virtually no time. Clemson just marched very quickly down the field, and they now find themselves within 4 as Alabama leads 31-27. Folks, remember St. Vincent's Health System in Birmingham is part of Ascension, the largest nonprofit health system in the United States, a proud sponsor of the Tide. They also are home to the Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, providing sports medicine care for Crimson Tide athletics. You can learn more at ascension.org. We thank our friends at St. Vincent's and Golden Flake, sponsoring in part tonight's national championship game. Alabama getting set to field the kickoff. Kenyon Drake is back along with Richard Mullaney. It's going to be a shorter kick. Drake makes the grab at the 5. Up the near side, 20, cuts left, 25, goes outside the contain. He's to the 30, turns on the accelerator. Here comes Hugel. He can't get him. Drake down the left sideline. He's to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, lunges in. Touchdown, Alabama! Kenyon Drake with a return of 95 yards on the kickoff.
There's your answer. There's your answer. One kick, one return. Kenyon Drake has been like a powder keg all year. He's not played within himself. He's tried to hit a home run every single time he touched the ball, and that time he stayed with his blocks. He turned a corner, and he dives for the pylon in what will be a 100-yard kickoff return.
Hugel, the kicker, tried to get him and could not. He was then shoved out of bounds. It'll be 95 yards officially as he caught the ball at the 5-yard line.
The ruling of kick return for a touchdown on the preceding play is under further video review.
They're going to check. It looked like when T.J. Green got there, he shoved him out of bounds. Well, not that it looked like that. He did. But it looked to me as though he got the football inside the pylon.
He touched the pylon with the ball.
And the pylon is like the foul pole in baseball. It's good. It's live. Kenyon Drake, for the moment, gives Bama a 10-point lead, potentially 11, with 7:31 to go. They are looking at the replay. Again, it is a Pac-12 crew. We're watching the replay. He is in bounds. His foot is in bounds. He is then shoved out of bounds, but he gets the ball through.
After further review, the ruling on the field and touchdown is confirmed.
You heard it. The ruling is confirmed. Kenyon Drake, 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And
what
Coach Bobby Williams, special teams. What a part of this ball game.
What an incredible play. Kenyon Drake's left hand was a fraction of an inch off of the white chalk, and he gets that ball and controls it inside the pylon for the Alabama touchdown, and more importantly, a 10-point lead.
And now the kick. And Alabama adds to their lead. So the Crimson Tide on top now by 11. Alabama 38, Clemson 27. The PAT was good. So that Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, the 95-yard kickoff return for Kenyon Drake.
And this again, the first time Clemson has trailed in a fourth quarter in their last 17 games, all of which they've won. They have never given up a lead in the fourth quarter in 51 straight games. And Alabama now, after that extra point, up 11 with 7.5 minutes left.
Let's go to Chris Stewart.
Eli, I just saw Lyle Kane and Dr. Bent Emblem, two members of the medical staff that actually did the surgery. They worked together to do that surgery on Kenyon that got him back where he could play. Lyle Kane told Kenyon this morning, he said, Kenyon, I had a dream last night. You had a long play to win us a ball game. Earlier in the game, Kenyon said, I hadn't forgotten you, Doc. I'm still going to get that touchdown.
And indeed he did. Now Artavis Scott and C.J. Fuller deep to field the kickoff from Adam Griffith. Scott across the way, Fuller to the near side. The kick sails. Scott in the end zone. 3.5, 4 yards deep. He'll take a knee. And with 7:31 to go on the ball game, and remember Clemson has only 2 of their 3 timeouts remaining. The Tigers with the offense.
Well, Eli, you and I aren't old enough to remember, I guess, when doctors made house calls. But the patient, Kenyon Drake, made a house call there, 95 yards into the end zone for Alabama.
I'm going to need a cardiologist up here pretty darn soon if this continues on. My goodness. But again, a lot of football to play. And Deshaun Watson gets the snap at the 20. Calls his own number. Near side, Bama's fired up, and they put him down. DJ Petway.
The ball was declared down. Runner was down before the ball came out. Second down.
Referee Terry Layden doing a great job explaining everything tonight. The ball did come loose, but there was no fumble. Loss of a yard. It'll be a 2nd down and 11 now. Clemson at their own 24-yard line. 3 wides right until one man, the tight end, Leggett, comes in motion. So it's 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Here's Watson standing in, throws underneath. Catch is made. First down grab by Bowman. Full fight and then step out of bounds as he got away, but he was out at the 36-yard line, but still enough for a first down for the Clemson Tigers. Bama has to be sure on their tackling now. 6:51 remaining in the ball game. Bama by 11.
Clemson operating again at the line of scrimmage like they do in normal circumstances, taking their directions from the sideline.
Leggett, the tight end. Watson has Gallman to his right. Snap, pressure. Quarterback steps up, down he goes at the 35-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2. Second sack of the night for Rashaan Evans, the sophomore from Auburn, Alabama. He's got explosive speed, and remember, played in pass rush situations last year, and you see why.
Well, Rashaan Evans, while all the attention went to Ryan Anderson, Tim Williams, he's been the difference maker, the X factor for the Bama D.
Now 2nd and 13 from the 35. Watson's out of the pocket, finds a man. Catch is made. Broken tackle. Gallman keeps going. Eddie Jackson trying to find him. Gallman goes to the far side. Here now he cuts inside of 2 tacklers. He'll go to the far side and get shoved out of bounds while in the field of play by Alabama's Maurice Smith. But Wayne Gallman finally getting that check down, and he carries the mail for 48 yards all the way down to the Alabama 25.
Eli, he is a tough, rugged ball player, and Wayne Gallman, he's impressed me all season long, and he's doing it again here tonight.
5:43 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10, Clemson from the 26, and now a timeout.
Alabama has taken their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds in duration.
Timeout, Alabama, as you hear, they're first. Good decision. Calm everybody down. Calm everybody down. We're at 5:40 to go. Looking at a 1st and 10, Clemson from the Alabama 26. I'll tell you something. You got to give Clemson tons of credit, man. They just will not say no. They won't say die. They have come back from the worst to give Bama everything they wanted and then some.
And we've seen this defense when they smell blood in the water, and in this case, Tiger's blood, they usually can get these runners on the ground. But Nick Saban's telling his defense right now, look, guys, those are just check downs. They're not doing anything special. We've got to be secure in our tackling, get Wayne Gallman on the ground. He tried to get his guys energized there with that timeout. Give them a quick break.
Each team using 1 timeout thus far. 5:40 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10, Clemson from the Alabama 26, heading towards the end zone to our left. Bama by 11, 38-27. Here's the quarterback throwing down in the near side. Catch is made. McLeod's got it inside the 20 to the 19. A pickup of 7 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Again, just an outside, shorter throw to Ray McLeod, who picks up 7.
3 wide to the right side. Eddie Jackson playing off the tight end, Jordan Leggett. They're all pointing, the Bama defenders are. Renfro doing the same for the Clemson offense. Now the shotgun snap coming. Here's Watson. Stands in, looks, throws, tipped at the line of scrimmage and nearly intercepted by a Bama lineman. But DJ Petway knocked it down. 2nd time he has done that tonight, stopping the clock with 5:02 to go, and Clemson looking at a 3rd and 3 from the Bama 19. The Tide leads by 11.
Well, when you're an interior rusher and you can't get there, get your arms up, and DJ Petway's done that a couple of times tonight. And in the film study, there were occasions where Watson would get the ball bat at the line. Remember, he stands around 6'2".
Clemson gets the snap. Quick release, outside, catch is made, looking for running room. Zach Brooks out of the backfield. He'll be at the 15-yard line, picks up the 1st down, and they will stop the clock while they move the chains. 4:54 remaining in the ball game. Alabama by 11.
Well, Bama's got to really make them earn it here. Really take some time off the clock. Make them use all 3 downs here or force a field goal.
Here now, Clemson looking, finding a man, Artavis Scott in for a touchdown. On a play in close, Artavis Scott gives the Clemson Tigers the points to draw them closer, though Bama still has the lead. It was an impressive throw, and right there, all alone, Bama late in getting there with Cyrus Jones.
Clemson's going to go for 2 here because they're down by 5. They're going to try to draw within a field goal, but I couldn't get the words out of my mouth fast enough in terms of you had to force them to use 3 downs. They get the score on 1st down, and now Clemson in business with this 2-point play. 15-yard pass that time to Scott. Now the 2-point conversion try. Watson stands back. Watson being flushed. Watson trying to run. Watson to the 5. Alabama's got the angle on him. He will not get in. He is run out of bounds at the 2 by Jaron Reed. And Alabama hangs on to a 5-point lead. A 15-yard pass
from Deshaun Watson to Artavis Scott. 2-point conversion is no good. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive, 8 plays, 75 yards in 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
Well, the Alabama defense looked like the Red Sea right there with the Clemson Tiger offense, and it all started with a couple of simple checkdowns, some missed tackles, but these teams have both left it on the field tonight. Some missed tackles here late in this game, really for both sides. But Eli, Bama scored on the kickoff return. Then they give up this
2-minute and 51-second
drive. So Derrick Henry and this Alabama offense has been sitting over there for a few minutes. And this is, again, the time to crank up Derrick Henry because we're 4:40 left. Both sides, 2 timeouts. Bama obviously has to knock out several first downs to take as much clock as possible before giving the ball back to the Clemson Tiger offense.
Deshaun Watson, the first quarterback, 4,000 yards and 1,000 yards passing and rushing in a season.
Well, we just said he's not only a dual threat quarterback, he's the best dual threat quarterback in this year's version of college football. 4,000 and 1,000, incredible.
Here's Hugel, he'll kick it away. Alabama watching it go into the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and the Crimson Tide will have the football 1st and 10 with 4:40 to go in the ball game. They need to just bleed this clock.
Well, they've got to play offense here and pick up at least a first down or 2 to try to drain and milk this clock as much as possible. But with Lane Kiffin's personality, I think he'll just play offense here.
Yeah.
Because you can't go into the shell, but I do think that handing the ball to Derrick Henry, if you're gonna give it back to Clemson, make them tackle your best offensive player.
1st and 10, Bama from their own 25. 4:40 to go in the game. Bama leads by 5, 38-33. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. From the 25, 1st and 10. Coker comes up to the line of scrimmage. He will audible to his offensive lineman. Ryan Kelly will signal to everybody. Coker in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Handoff, Derrick Henry. Nothing there, and down he goes. Nothing at all for Derrick Henry.
Well, again, it's Kevin Dodd, the left defensive end to Alabama's right, that gets the upfield penetration. He was to the open side, and he slipped inside of Dominic Jackson, the right tackle.
38-33. Bama needs to use clock because they've had trouble stopping Clemson tonight. 4:12 to go in the ball game. 2nd down and 12 upcoming from the 23. Play clock at 10. Coker will audible. Timeout, Alabama. Timeout, Alabama.
Alabama has taken their 2nd timeout of the half. Clock operator, please reset the clock to 4 minutes, the time at which the timeout was requested.
So they're
30-second timeout.
Putting 2 seconds back on the clock. A lot of confusion there for Alabama.
Yeah, the negative yardage play allowed by Alabama and, of course, made by Clemson, again, puts Alabama out of kilter there at 2nd and 12. But this is such an important sequence of downs. I mean, Alabama desperately trying to play defense by utilizing their offense because the Bama defense is over there, and they've got to get their win back because Clemson's likely to get this football back at least one more time here in the last 4 minutes of this game.
2nd down and 12 for the Tide. Football at their own 23. 4 minutes to go. Bama by 5, 38-33. O.J. Howard, the tight end. Play action fake. They throw to Howard, far side. He'll turn the corner. He's up the left side, 30. 1st down, 40. He's to the 50. He's to the 40. O.J. to the 30. O.J. 20. O.J. shoved out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. What a ball game for the junior out of Prattville, Alabama. O.J. Howard out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
My goodness.
A 48-yard play.
He got around the corner, and the backup, Adrian Baker, missed the tackle, and now Alabama inside the
bit more than that, a full 2 yards.
Yeah, and if Bama can convert here, again, Dabo Swinney at that point has got to start thinking about using his timeouts. He's got 2 left, but this is obviously a big play here. If Bama can convert the first down, they get a chance to run more time off the clock.
2:24 remaining. Here's a 3rd down and 2 from the 6. Coker directing traffic. He sees something out of position. He calls timeout again. O.J. Howard was lined up incorrectly. Coker is ticked off now. He was just shaking his arms. Cam Robinson says, calm down, man, calm down. But O.J. Howard, at least visually, seemed to be lined up in the wrong position. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity,
WUMP Madison, W280BA Madison, a Cumulus station.
So Alabama now out of timeouts. Clemson has 2 remaining. 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the game.
You can't take those timeouts with you. Now, Alabama could conceivably need them on defense, but look, it's more important if you're able to convert here on 3rd down and then convert for a touchdown, those timeouts don't matter at all.
Exactly.
The important thing here is to get this first down and make Clemson use their timeouts in case you are forced to kick the field goal and go up by 8.
2 tight ends, Howard on the right, Green on the left. Set back is Derrick Henry. Ridley in motion. Here now, they fake the give, and Coker is in trouble, but he reverses direction. He'll lunge to the 3-yard line. He'll get a first down. You talked about that earlier on the bootleg by Coker. He gets a first down in the final seconds of this ball game. 2:09 to go.
Well, Eli, Jake Coker, that's what he's done all season long, is be an ad-lib scrambler.
Clemson
2:11 on the game clock, play.
Clemson calling timeout, their second.
Yeah, they have to use their timeouts now, but what a big-time conversion for Jake Coker. I talked to Chris Stewart in the pregame and said Coach Bryant's last delivered message to his starting quarterback was to be brave. And Jake Coker has been brave tonight on a night where it hasn't gone well. He's gotten sacked 5 or 6 times, but when Bama needed the most, this kid's got more of an ability, and the fear of failure drove him to the first down there.
Well, you know, we talked so much about Deshaun Watson extending the play. How about Alabama's guy, Jacob Coker? What a season. Let's see what happens now. Here's the situation. It's a 1st and goal, Alabama from the 3. Heading to the end zone to our right. Clemson has 1 timeout remaining. Bama leads 38-33, trying to add a late touchdown here. Now, Brandon Green is in the ball game. Jaron Reed is in. Ashawn Robinson is in. Derrick Henry, the tailback. The give. Henry lunging forward. He's to the goal line. Not in. It'll be a 2nd and goal from a half-inch out.
That's okay, though, because the clock continues to run. Clemson's going to have to use one, or they're going to let it run out here.
Play clock at 27. Game clock at 1:54. Alabama. Here comes Nicewander. Here comes Hale Henches. That will allow Jaron Reed and Ashawn Robinson to leave.
Yeah, they gave him 1 shot at it.
Play clock at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Coker under center, follows Ryan Kelly, lunges forward. Does he get there?
This is even better for Alabama.
He does not get there.
Because that clock continues to run, and they'll have to use their timeouts here.
Timeout Clemson.
There you go.
Their 3rd and final of the game.
So both teams are out of timeouts. Coker, I mean, folks, you can't get the nose of that football any closer to the white line. With 1:21 to go, Alabama leading 38-33 and trying to add a touchdown here.
Please correct the game clock to read 1:22.
They're putting
1:22 on the game clock.
They're putting 1 second back on the clock to make it 1:22, and that adjustment has been made.
Alabama is essentially about 3 inches away from sealing up a 4th national title in 7 years, but it's 3rd and inches here this has played out perfectly, almost by osmosis, because Clemson has had to use their timeouts, and now Alabama on the doorstep of not only taking their timeouts and running a lot of clock, but putting the final nail in the coffin with a touchdown here.
38-33 Alabama. Here's a 3rd and goal from literally inches away. A lot of nails in that coffin. Bama trying to knock them down. Coker behind Ryan Kelly. The snap, the give to Derrick Henry. He spins, second effort, tries to get in. And he does not get in. We're now at 1:14 to go. Neither team can stop the clock.
Nope.
And it's going to be 4th down for Alabama.
Nope.
Touchdown. It is in. Now as they unpile the pile, they'll say it is a touchdown for Derrick Henry on second effort with 1:07 to go. They are certainly going to review this, obviously. All touchdowns in the final 2 minutes are.
Runners broke the play today.
I tell you, this one's really close there.
Wow, it sure is.
I mean, if anything, it looked like he lost an inch or two, to be honest, if you just watch the headgears. But, of course, the football's the most important
Official
thing.
timeout. The ruling on the preceding play is under video review.
We're watching the review. First time, no. Second time, yes. I think that second spin, I think he reached out. The first time he did not make it, no question. He was stopped at the half-yard line. He then spun to his right, Derrick Henry did, peeled and rolled off the back of Ryan Kelly, and then reached the ball across the line as Shaq Lawson went over top. But that's not where the ball was. And here's a great view in the camera that's in the pylon, and that shows it is a touchdown.
Pylon cam.
Pylon cam.
Comes to the side of the Alabama Crimson Tide. This is a touchdown, and Mr. Gold, you're going to be able to ring up number 16 for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Lord
After
willing.
review, the ruling on the field of touchdown is confirmed.
And listen to the Alabama fans erupting here at University of Phoenix Stadium. The scoring play at 1-yard plunge by Derrick Henry. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive. 8 plays, 75 yards in 3:33. Included therein that 63-yard O.J. Howard play. Wow. Now the extra point. Adam Griffith, kick is up, kick is good.
Eli, on a night when Dabo Sweeney had his orange-clad Crimson congregation at a fever pitch, it took a little OJ of our own, orange juice, to douse these Clemson Tigers.
Well said, my friend. But I'll tell you what, I'm just superstitious here. 1:07 to go. Talk to me when there's 000s up on the board. Just hang on. We've all seen Deshaun Watson do so well, but my gosh, what a game. 8 plays, 75 yards, 3:33. The Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive. Second effort by Derrick Henry. And old Jake Coker. What a season that young man has had. What a career transferring from Florida State.
The raw-boned country kid out of Mobile is going to put his name in the history books for Alabama. Now 14-0 as a starter for the Crimson Tide with 1:07 pending. Excuse me, Eli.
There you go. Be careful.
I don't want to sack up the bats just yet.
Artavis Scott along with C.J. Fuller are deep. Here's the kick. Near side, it'll come. Short, taken by an up man at the 30, 35, and Bama will pull him down at the 33-yard line. So it was a short kick fielded by Mylan Richard, the third-string tight end, and he is put down in Alabama now on defense with 1:02 to go. Clemson has no timeouts remaining. Folks, remember the Regions Bank 5th quarter show will be coming up shortly. Then, of course, Tyler Watts and Todd Robbins back at Bob's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. But let's see how this plays out. There's an Alabama player being walked off the field, Maurice Smith, who was shaken up a bit on that special teams play. He now has reached the far sideline, and Clemson will go to work 1st and 10 on their own 32.
Clemson essentially has, with no timeouts, they've essentially got about 6 or 7 plays in total to score 2 touchdowns and get an onside kick in between.
Watson throws near side, caught and out of bounds. Sharon Peak. He'll step out of bounds after the completion. The football will be spotted at the 37-yard line of Clemson. 45-33, Bama by a dozen. 56 seconds to go. Deshaun Watson, straight drop. Looks. Throws long into coverage, but is caught by the man coming across that Peak. He'll make the grab at the 35-yard line of Alabama.
Yeah, middle read by Sharon Peak, who's had a big night against this Alabama secondary.
46 seconds, 45, 44. Clock is running. Here's Watson again. From the 45, stands in. He'll call his own number. Hit as he runs and throws. It'll be an incomplete forward pass at the 35-yard line, stopping the clock with 37 seconds to go. 2nd and 10, facing the Clemson Tigers from the Alabama 34-yard line. Bama leads 45-33. Watson, 2nd and 10 from the 34, in the shotgun. Has Zach Brooks to his left rear. 2 wides either way. They all deploy. Watson stands in, throws left, caught up high. Catch made. Nicely done there, but they can and fight to the out-of-bounds marker on the near side.
Yeah, that's an exceptional effort.
The ball
there
was fumbled forward out of bounds. When set, the clock will start on my signal.
Sharon Peak with that completion. 31 seconds to go. Here's the 1st and 10 play. Watson stands there. Watson looks. Clock is running. Watson runs into the middle. Watson looks and throws that one away. Incomplete, 17 seconds.
No intentional grounding. Number 16 of Clemson was in the area.
17 seconds to go on the ball game. Jordan Leggett was around.
That's 5 of their 8 plays that really they had potentially available if they worked the sidelines and got first down. So really, you're talking about 2 scores and a converted onside kick in 17 seconds. Mathematically impossible now. 2nd down and 10 from the Bama 24. Watson holds it, looks, throws, end zone. It is caught by the tight end. Caught by the tight end for a touchdown. Jordan Leggett. He had men draped upon him, but he came down with the football with 12 seconds to go. Watson to Jordan Leggett, the tight end. Well, give these Clemson Tigers a ton of credit because they will not go away. 12 seconds, Alabama's going to face an onside kick of themselves right here against these Tigers. And Alabama's going to have to make that recovery to lock up this championship.
6 plays, 68 yards in 50 seconds. That's the Bromberg's Rolex scoring drive. Greg Hugel to try the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 45-40.
Yep, that's 6 of the 8 plays that they had potentially there. Obviously, this would be an onside kick, and they'd probably get 1 throw at it. But Alabama can negate all that with the recovery here on this ensuing onsider. Unreal.
Tom Stipe just said in my ear, he said, somebody cut the head off that thing. This Clemson Tiger team, they are to be so proud. Bama will be prouder if they can hang on here for 12 more seconds. But this is outstanding for college football. What a great night it has been. But I'm telling you, that Deshaun Watson, and the thing is, he's only a sophomore, Phil.
Yeah, he'll be back, as will a lot of these Clemson players. Now, they're going to lose their own group of juniors to the NFL draft, I would suspect. But nevertheless, this game's going to come down to this onside kick. Alabama's needed every point available. They put 45 on the board, and they're still having to ward off an onside kick with 12 seconds remaining in this game. 2
aggressive defenses. They're giving up right now 85 points collectively. Of course, a lot of special teams doings in there, too. All right. Alabama does have the special hands, the good hands unit out there. Hugo will kick it. It bounces, goes in the air, out of bounds. It'll be Bama ball. It'll be Alabama ball with 12 seconds to go, and the victory formation will be upcoming for the Crimson Tide. Clemson will be out of timeouts.
Well, that will do it. But I will say this, and I concur with you, Eli. These Clemson Tigers under Dabo Swinney, they're not going away. They are a power to be reckoned with, not only in the ACC, but on the national landscape because of their quarterback and because of the coaching staff and the players they've accumulated. This crowd responding to both teams here with 12 seconds left in this game.
The Clemson fans giving their team a standing ovation, wildly waving those orange pom-poms, while the Bama fans with their crimson and white pom-poms doing the very same thing. Here comes Alabama. 12 seconds to go. It'll be the victory formation. The Alabama Crimson Tide, with 12 seconds to go, taking a knee. Bama will win 45-40. And for the 16th time ever, and for the 4th time in 7 years, the Alabama Crimson Tide is the champion of college football. Wow. What a ball game. What a ball game. You can breathe again, Bama fans. What a ball game.
Well, the air is clear here in Arizona, and it is good to take a long, deep breath because Alabama had to pull out every stop to win this 4th title in 7 years, all under Coach Nick Saban. He wins his 5th national championship, but what an incredible display of talent, guts, determination. 2 teams that deserve to be champions, but only one will hoist that trophy, and it's the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Confetti flying all around.
To Tom Rinaldi.
Chris, thank you very much. Coach, all season long, even before the spring session started, you had one mission and one word: finish. How will you describe what it took to finish tonight?
It was a tough game. You got to give Clemson players a lot of credit. They've really got a good team. This is a great challenge for us. I am so proud of our players, though, the way they competed, especially in the second half. We didn't seem to have the juice like we had against Michigan State, but they fought and battled, and obviously we didn't play great on defense in the end, but you know, the onside kick was huge. It was a great kick by Griff. I think that changed the momentum of the game, and our guys finished it.
You talked about the kick by Griff. You often say sometimes it's a play, one play that makes the difference. What inspired the call at that time?
Well, you know, we weren't playing very well on defense. It was a tie game. I thought we needed to do something that was going to change the momentum of the game, and that certainly did. But then the kickoff return was big, too, so special teams really did it for us.
You got number 2 behind you, but you also got O.J. Howard right here, who hadn't scored a touchdown since 2013. What did you see in the game plan that uncorked that performance?
Well, you know, we've been trying to get the ball to him more and more and more, and he certainly made some big plays tonight, and he's a great player for us and a weapon for us on offense.
How do you describe what this group achieved?
Well, you know, I've always said this is my, I hate to say favorite team, but because I love them all. But these guys have come so far and done so much. You know, their will, their spirit, you know, to compete and do things they needed to do to be the kind of team they could be. I'm so happy for the team. This is all about winning a game for them. You know, it's great for our fans. It's great for the state of Alabama. But I wanted to win this game for these guys, man. They've done a great job for us this year.
Finally, after the semifinal, we asked, could we get a smile? How about now?
You got it, baby. You got it.
Chris?
He's told us several times how much he loves this football team, this group of leaders. It is a 5th national title for Saban.
These guys year in and out. It's just good as you got it. I'll get y'all later, but I got to go on stage or something like that.
He sure does have to go on stage. They have built a holding area from the 5-yard line to about the 30, and they're assembling the stage now. But in the middle of the field, the Bama players, members of the media, the field is covered in gold confetti right now. It has been raining down from everywhere. There are gold-colored streamers out there. Phil Savage, unbelievable.
Just unbelievable. Words can't describe what we witnessed tonight. Again, just what a sensational final game for college football. these young men put it out there. A lot of controversies. People say they don't get paid enough. They don't get recognized. Everyone's making a ton of money off of it. But the sheer level of competitiveness tonight was on full display. A tip of the hat to Clemson and their team. Just an incredible run this year and really over the last 5 years. But for Nick Saban and Alabama, they once again, as a program, Alabama puts themselves right at the top of the heap. And for Nick Saban, he etches his face on the Mount Rushmore of the greatest of all time in terms of college coaches.
No doubt about it. Chris Stewart is down there amongst all the celebration. We'll be taking you down there. We'll have the award presentation. 2015 national champions. And folks, a quick reminder to you, we can talk about this right now, but if you'd like, you can go to rolltide.com and get your official Alabama National Championship gear. You can order now at rolltide.com. Official hats, official t-shirts, other official Bama 2015 National Championship merchandise. Go to rolltide.com now to celebrate the Crimson Tide's 16th National Championship with the latest Bama gear available right now at rolltide.com.
Well, Eli, the catchphrase for Clemson for the last 9-10 days was to beat the champ, you got to... To be the champ, you got to beat the champ, a.k.a. the nature boy, Ric Flair. Woo!
Chris Stewart.
Jake, tell me, where to go.
I know, he's the man.
He's got Jake Coker with him down there.
We're so emotional at Georgia. I can't imagine what you're feeling right now.
This is something I've, obviously always dreamed of and always just, you grow up in the backyard dreaming of this kind of stuff and be able to do it. My family's here and they've been through all the stuff I've, had to do and just all the things we've done to get here. It's unbelievable. This team is so special to me. It's indescribable. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Chris Stewart and Jake Coker down there. And Chris, it sounds like there are a lot of tears flowing from a lot of folks down there. Chris had his microphone knocked out of his hand down there in the midst of that madding throng. So we'll go back to him in a second. One of the problems of being involved in a huge mosh pit of people. They're just about finished assembling the stage out there. So we'll be going down and catching all of the awards presentations. So don't forget, that'll be coming up. And then, of course, the Regions Bank fifth quarter show. We'll hear from Coach Nick Saban and the Hyundai locker room report coming up after the ball game.
Well, Eli, it'll take a documentary to put all these big plays on paper and review them, because there was one after another tonight. They came from a lot of different players, but the breakout performance of O.J. Howard and the Bama Nation had been waiting for him really for 3 years, and it finally happened for O.J. He ends the night with 5 catches for 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just a phenomenal performance by the junior from Prattville.
Great job by O.J. Howard. That's the thing about this team. You never know who's going to just step up and be the hero of the day.
Well, there were so many heroes. We can't count them all. And Ryan Kelly and that offensive line, they faced a big challenge tonight with this Clemson defensive front. The Tigers obviously gave Alabama a lot of problems in terms of pass protection. But at the end of the day, Alabama fell 2 yards short of that 140-yard rush mark. But Jacob Coker, on the strength of 16 completions, throws for 335 yards.
Isn't that something? You got to be so thrilled for him. Now the Bama players all streaming up onto the stage that's been constructed down there from the 5-yard line out towards the 30. Bama players have been given 2016 championship signs. Many are holding replicas of the trophy high over their heads. They'll be heading down in just a bit. We'll carry all the award ceremonies for you. Terry Saban down there applauding wildly. Coach Bill Battle is on the stage. Dr. Stuart Bell, president of the University of Alabama, he has joined the festivities. And again, you'll hear everything that takes place, so don't go away. What a night. Alabama wins another national championship. Chris Stewart.
Got Jaron Reed carrying around the championship sign. Can I walk with you?
Yeah.
Can I pretend I'm Derek and run behind you?
Hey, that was only us. We all did that. We all did that in the end zone, baby.
Tell me what's going through your mind. You had to work so hard. You got challenged more tonight than you have in your career.
Yeah, and we came through adversity. We saw you never fold. We play all 4 quarters, man. All 4 quarters, and we play to the end. We a family, and we play for each other out there tonight.
Tell me about your offense. Your brothers on that side of the line that got it done.
Oh, yeah. It starts with practice. We the best in the country. We the best on line. We the best D-line. And we go against each other every day, make each other better.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Man, you're going to hear the elation in everybody's voice. Jonathan Allen is now down there, Chris.
Jonathan Allen walking behind Jaron. You got your championship sign. You got your championship T-shirt. Has it hit you yet?
Not yet. I'm just trying to find my family and my loved ones right now.
Go.
I just got to be with my family right now. I'm sorry. I got to be with my family.
Go with your family. Nobody else can stop me. Why am I going to try, Eli?
Now, Jonathan Allen, exactly right. This is a time to spend with family. So many parents are down on the field. They had special passes for the post game to get down there should Alabama win. Keith Holcomb, a young man, a redshirt freshman from Tuscaloosa, celebrating down there, Chris.
Yeah, Eli, and Keith, Eli just said it. You're a Tuscaloosa kid, and you just won a national championship. How about that smile on your face right now?
I got a feeling this smile's going to be on my face for a very long time. This is an unbelievable feeling. I mean, you can't have a better group of players to be on this team, better coaching staff. I love these guys to death.
The fight you had to come up with, because this wasn't easy tonight. This was about as tough as you guys have had in a long, long time.
Yes, sir. Well, it's a national championship. What do you expect? You have 2 of the best teams in the nation, in the country, trying to win a championship. I mean, we came down, we settled down because they came out fast on us, but we trusted in ourselves. All that summer workout, all that running, pushing ourselves, it showed up tonight, and we fought, we clawed, we did whatever we had to do to win and bring a national championship back to Tuscaloosa.
Well, go celebrate, but then get ready. Baseball season starts in about 4 or 5 weeks.
Nah, it starts Wednesday, but thank you, I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Back to you, Eli.
Hi, Chris Stewart, our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter, in the middle of it all down there. The confetti still flying. Let's listen in to the start. John Saunders from ABC and ESPN handing the trophy to Nick Saban.
In a moment, but first, what do you have to say to the faithful of the Crimson Tide who've waited for this again?
Well, you know, this is all about this team and the players on this team. There weren't very many people early in the season that thought this team could do it. And this team made a tremendous commitment to one another and did it together. And I've never been prouder of a group of young guys than I am. And that's why I'm so happy for these players.
It's interesting because after the loss to Ole Miss, and you guys turned the ball over a bunch in that game, and you might have won that one, but after the loss, what did you have to say to the group to get them to make a charge like this?
How do you respond to a loss? You know, you got to have character to overcome adversity, and everybody's going to have to buy in and do things exactly like we need to do them to be a better team, and every one of these guys did it, and that's why we're here now.
It took a little something extra. I was standing on the sidelines with Urban Meyer, and he talked about what is your commitment to win. What's the commitment of this group of guys?
Well, they have tremendous passion for each other, for the game, and we've got a lot of great competitors on this team, and the leadership on this team has been fabulous. So I've never been prouder of a bunch of guys. I mean, they've just overcome so much to get here. We didn't play our best game tonight, but they did what they had to do to win, and I'm smiling.
What does it say about a team that's as dominant as you guys are on defense, that has an offense with a running back like Derrick Henry that can explode like that, and special teams may have been the difference?
I think special teams may have been the difference in this game. The onside kick and the kickoff return for a touchdown sort of change the momentum of the game. And, you know, but we made some big explosive plays on offense. We got them stopped a few times when we needed to on defense. So it's a great team win, and I'm proud of all of them.
I had a chance to chat with your better half, Terry, when she took the podium here, and she said, boy, it's more fun like this in a close game. Do you feel the same way as you walk off with your 5th championship?
No, I think I aged a little bit tonight. But, you know, what I want to say to all of our fans and all of our players, which I said at our banquet this year, is I thank them for all that they've done to make this team what they could be. But I say there's an IOU that goes with everything. Thank you. And I owe them so much for their great effort in terms of what they did. And we owe them our best. We try to give them our best as coaches, and they responded like champions that they are. So we're excited for them.
As I ask you one final question, and that would be, as I mentioned, 5 championships, 4 at Alabama, and try to pick one that is better. Is it all about what the team has given you when you try to decide what separates this from the other 4?
Well, you know, look, this is all about these players on this team, and none of those other championships really were anything that I ever thought about other than what can we do to help this team be successful. And I'm so pleased and proud of it. I haven't even thought about the rest of it, so I'm just happy for this bunch of guys to do what they did tonight against Clemson.
Nick, congratulations again.
Thank you, Brian.
Congratulations to the entire team. Congratulations to the Alabama Crimson Tide. I guess the Bears up next, Chris.
That is John Saunders handling the public address announcing here as he just interviewed Nick Saban, who is wearing the national championship T-shirt, a black T-shirt with white lettering and gold trim, and that is available online. It's the officially licensed shirt with the big crimson A. It's available online right now at rolltide.com. And Phil, they are showing on the highlights screen here inside the stadium that magnificent onside kick recovered after a 15-yard bloop to Marlon Humphrey, and indeed the special teams tonight led by Coach Bobby Williams and executed so magnificently by the kicker and the receiver, in that case Humphrey, that did turn this ball game.
And you think about the adrenaline rush of being in a game like this, and for Adam Griffith to be able to dial it back and basically hit a touch onside kick. They call that a mortar kick, and he hit Marlon Humphrey in stride. Just remarkable, a gutsy call by Nick Saban, but it was Alabama that had to do something out of the ordinary to win this game, and they did it again for a 4th time in 7 seasons. Just an incredible run by Nick Saban. You could tell and hear the passion in his voice and the pride that he has. And I was watching through my binoculars as his mother stood down on the field about 5 or 6 yards away, and the pride she must feel. And thinking about her deceased husband, who was Nick Sr. And wow, what a remarkable thing that he has accomplished as an individual, and he gave all the credit to his players and his coaches.
Unreal, absolutely unreal. And what can you say? These 2 coaches, too, they'll have a lot to talk about. You know, they have homes in Boca Grande and the island of Gasparilla, and they spend time golfing together. They spend time on the water together in boats. And they'll, sure, it'll be difficult for Dabo, but nevertheless, at 14-1, they had an absolutely magnificent season. But Alabama is the champion of college football. Folks, don't go away. Lots more coming up. We'll hear more from the coach, more of everything that's going on here. We're in no rush to go to bed. Hopefully you aren't either, so stay tuned. Let's celebrate together. Alabama wins 45-40, and they win another national championship. Our coverage from Glendale, Arizona continues in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield Sports.